Hello, hello. It has been a bit since about a month since we live streamed, right? I don't think
Hmm.
we're too late. Um, and unfortunately, D is not able to make it. He had initially thought he could, but tonight he can't. And I don't think Colin is joining us. He's copping out on us again.
Colin's a
So,
coward.
so it's just hey Wilkies, how you doing? Corey, sorry, you're also Corey. I know you are Corey. So the topic for Arturo. That is really loud. If you're gonna keep playing with that program, maybe mute
Oh,
your
mute.
mic. Hi Connie, how you doing? Um, I'm feeling a little bit discombobulated. Bear with me. I have had a long ass day, you guys. I've been up since 3 to take Jeff to the airport, and then I came back, and then I took Matt Dinneman to the airport, and then I came back, and then I tried to grab a couple more hours of sleep before I had to hit the road and drive home from a con that I attended this past weekend where I met some really cool people and it was a lot of fun. But the topic for today is not about that. It's about, well, the title is very clickbaity, right? Actors we hate. It sounds so dramatic. And if you don't like the word hate, I guess, I mean, it's more punchy to put that because I thought about
Hmm.
other ways to write it like actors we dislike. That doesn't quite have the same oomph to it. So it's not necessarily that we actually really hate. Like hate is such a strong emotion, but more like, actors we maybe either we think they're overrated or we just really don't like them very much at all. Maybe not intensely hate them, but whatever. So we've come up with some of our own. I have no idea if we're going to have some crossover. I don't think I will with Arturo because I did tell Arturo ahead of time the ones that I had picked. But I don't know if Simon and I are going to have any crossover on this. I guess we shall see.
I'm completely
And
unprepared. I don't know what I'm going to pick.
you really don't? So you
Nope.
don't like have any pictures or anything?
Nope.
Oh, you slacker.
No, I just could not think of anyone I really hated.
Well, not see that's the thing. That's what I say. It's a very like okay, so when I say actors I hate, intensely dislike, um there are quite a few that do come to mind. And a couple of these are going to be no surprise to anybody because I have indicated my feelings about these
Well,
actors on multiple occasions.
I would say it's just people that I just don't care about that much,
Or maybe like
or
you
just
just feel
dislike.
like they're overrated. Maybe
Either
people just
overrated
rave
or I
about
just
them and
don't
you're just
care
like,
about them.
nah. Yeah.
And then maybe if they've said something really ridiculous, divided
Well,
the fan base, or not
yeah.
divided the fan base, but alienated the fan base, then it's like,
Alienated
okay,
some of their
I don't like
fan
you
base.
anymore, sort
Yeah.
of deal. There's a
I
few that I have, but
yeah.
not a
Okay.
lot.
Well, I'm going to see if I can remember how to properly share my screen. So give me a moment. This first one isn't going to surprise anyone, honestly. So, all right. I'll
Like
go ahead
I
and.
know for of at least one.
You know of at least, I'm sure you know of at
Mm-hmm.
least two. And Putin's cat, it's not necessarily that maybe that they're a bad actor, though some of them on my list, at least one of them on my list is not a very good actor. But like maybe there's just something about them you just that they just it just rubs they rub you wrong and you just really don't like them maybe as a person because I'll give you an example. A lot of people really intensely dislike Roman Polanski because he did a very bad thing, or Woody Allen because he did a very gross thing. So that sort of stuff, I guess, is that's the angle I'm trying to come at it from. But some of these people, they didn't necessarily do a very bad thing to the level of Roman Polanski or Woody Allen, but they're just so off-putting in their personality. That's typically why I've chosen some of the ones that I've chosen. So I'll go ahead and share mine. I'll start first since Simon's not prepared.
Is it
And
Amber Heard?
You know what? I toyed with the idea of putting her up there, but that's kind of a given, I think, for most
Yeah.
people.
I think
So
most people don't like her.
I actually picked about 6 or 7 just in case we didn't have a big panel today to just kind of I'm just going to throw out the ones I have. Yes, it's going to be a given, you guys. Amber Heard. Yeah, especially after having watched the trial, it really cemented what I thought about her in my mind. But this first one, like I said, is not going to be a surprise to anybody. It shouldn't anyway. All right, here we go. Yes, this chick.
Yeah.
I do not
Figured.
like Brie.
Figured.
So, all right, okay. So previously, with regard to Brie Larson, I just felt kind of just like, eh. You know, I had seen her in Skull Island. She was okay.
Alright.
She didn't really impress me overly. I did get little vibes from her that I kind of I felt like some of her true personality seeped in through the character she was playing and started to rub off on me, and I wasn't like I started to get vibes about her as a person through that character, but it wasn't strong enough to be like I really don't like her or anything. But and then when she was cast as Captain Marvel, I was looking forward to Captain Marvel, to be honest. And then she opened her mouth and said stuff that I think was very, very off-putting and nonsensical. I personally do feel like it was quite racist and sexist. And from then on, I have not cared for her at all. I did go watch Captain Marvel. It was not a very good movie. And that made me not care too much for her at all, and even further. So yeah, I've mentioned before that I typically do like I didn't go see the Marvels specifically because I don't like Brie Larson, and I just wasn't. I'm less and less interested in a lot of MCU stuff nowadays. A lot of stuff that Disney has put out there, over the past few years. I got an offer to screen The Acolyte, and I had zero interest, so I did not even. I just don't care. And I feel that way about a lot of the MCU stuff as well. So that's my pick. That's my first pick. And I'll go ahead and move on to Arturo.
Um,
Well, can I just jump in there?
Yes.
I was going to take this as an opportunity to talk about wokeness.
Okay.
You see, business has given wokeness a bad name. What is wokeness? It's just like sort of being aware of the sort of systems that shape our lives. That's it. It's like we all know, like, I don't know, black people are more likely to get shot than they get stopped by a cop. It's just a fact of life. It's just where the systems work. But what is it called? Fan baiting?
Fan baiting, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the term. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, big business, big studios realized that they could shield themselves from criticism by dressing other projects up in virtue. And then that just became sort of culture in Hollywood, and all the actors and directors and everything jumped on board. It's not whether they believe it or not. I think, it's just corporate culture. When you work at a place or in a city that's defined by one sort of industry, then you're going to be corrupted by it, at least to some extent. And I think some are just kind of saying what needs to be said to get by, or to open up opportunities, or not block off opportunities from them. But then there are some who see it as a path to superiority, like Brie Larson. She sees it as a. That's why people just took a disliking to her, because it wasn't about the virtue she was extolling. It was the fact that it was so obviously shallow, and we could see right
divisive.
through her. Yeah,
and it was
and she wanted to be superior to everyone.
Yeah.
It wasn't that she wanted to bring people together. It was she wanted to be superior, morally
she wanted
superior.
To score brownie points.
Exactly.
Yeah, score those virtues.
It went beyond just sort of saying what you needed to say to sort of get by in the industry. It was like, I'm the shit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It did, and it felt like a directed attack at specific segment of people, and it was not okay. And I think she knew at the time that she was saying it because she sort of tried to clarify, but it didn't help because she'd already said the words, and I I just that was a huge turnoff to me, and
Yeah, me
that
too.
that has definitely impacted my personal feelings about her as a person, as an actor.
I don't mind
Mhm.
the actress that plays Little Miss Marvel. Um, she seems pretty cool.
Oh well,
Yeah,
yeah, that
Like
she
she
like
doesn't seem to really
she
like
seems
bash
cute
people.
and
Just
adorable. Yes,
yeah,
she does. I
like
was
she
not
was
interested
saying it
in
was
her
a
show
yeah,
because
but she
I
said
just wasn't
I think
interested.
she said like
Iman
Yes, her.
she said something like it's a Bob Iger problem or something.
Well, I think she
Which is just
recognized that there were
it's a
some
problem.
issues.
But like I respect like even if I'm not interested in a movie that I know is probably not going to be that great, I can respect actors that don't bash on people just because they didn't like it or they didn't see it or kind of like with the um Matt was it Madam Web? Matt?
I was getting ready to say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they didn't really, you
Yeah,
know.
because a lot of
Mhm.
times if a fan base of whatever does not flock to see a movie because that particular product has been degraded in various ways, and there's all sorts of examples, a lot of times those people are attacked. Well, you just didn't want to go because you're a misogynist. You don't like to see strong female.
Right,
It's such a
yeah.
lame ass tactic. And what was refreshing about Madam Web, and I did go see Madam Web because I was actually interested. I like Dakota. I don't mind Sydney Sweeney. Like everybody else in there, they seemed okay.
Yeah.
But it was not a good movie. It was
Yeah,
not a
she
good
even
movie.
she didn't care. Like Dakota didn't care because she thought it was originally going to be a MCU movie, but they
Yes.
lied to her
There was
about
just
it.
all
So
sorts
she's
of
like,
stuff
"What?
done
Well, I thought I
wrong.
was signing into something else."
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I did appreciate that none of them, not that I noticed, none of them seemed to attack the fans because of it.
No.
They didn't like turn it into something like that. So that was, that made me appreciate both of those girls quite a bit more. So, all right, that's mine. Arturo, who's yours? I have a feeling I'm gonna be taking extra points because I don't know if you guys picked as many as I did.
Um. Uh. Is it Rachel Zegler?
You don't like her?
Wait, who's that actress that?
yeah,
I was like,
that's
what?
the one.
Weird.
That's her.
Oh no. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. Lack of
She's
sleep. I thought you were talking about Rachel Weisz.
no, no, Rachel Zegler, the one
Okay,
that
y'all.
was like
I know.
weird.
Right. I get it. Yes, Rachel Zegler. And you don't have a picture pulled up, do you, Arturo?
No, but everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Let me see if I can find
I
a
know she's a
picture.
Latina and all, and I'm a Latino, though I'm a mixed Latino. But
You're
even I
half.
can criticize when people are being ridiculous, and she's one of those people that seems to say things that are kind of like okay. I mean, I wouldn't say she's the worst, but she says a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah, she really kind of put her foot in her mouth big time with that. Like she got this great honor, right, of this role.
Of this
And then
role, yeah.
she immediately comes out or very quickly comes out and starts attacking the original source material. Oh, I'm sorry, Simon.
I got her.
I saw that you had put it up. There we go. Um and so that was a turnoff to a lot of people, and with good reason. And it has nothing to do with the fact that she's a woman. It has nothing to do with the fact that she's Latina. Nothing at all. It's just her personality does not hit people very well. I specifically did not go to see this movie because of her. Because
Which
this
oh
movie, the Hunger Games
the
one.
Hunger Games, yeah.
So, yeah. So, and on my list, I do have some guys, but most most of the people on my list are females. Just because I feel like females rub me wrong a lot more than males do.
I think I
I
have
wish that was
one
the case for
male.
me.
I think I have one male.
I have
Just one.
I have I have three actually. I think three men and four women, perhaps. So okay, all right, that's yours, Arturo.
Okay,
All
so
right,
mine
Simon.
is This dude can't fucking act. Every time, you know, yet he keeps getting these fucking roles. It's a
Look, have you
disgrace.
seen him in Maggie?
No, Maggie was sad.
He was good in Maggie.
Okay, this guy.
Okay, hold on. Who is that? Let me look. Oh, that guy. Oh, yes, he also played in Deadwood, I think. And I think I know probably why you don't like him.
He's a pedo, basically.
Yes. Yeah, it was something I knew. I didn't find it out till I was watching Deadwood. And I don't know. I just was looking him up because I liked his character in Deadwood. I liked the way he played him. And then I saw that there was something kind of sketchy about him, but I don't remember the specifics. I just knew it was.
I can't remember the specifics either, but I just felt really betrayed because I loved him. It was in all the movies I loved as a kid. Amadeus, Beetlejuice. What else was he in?
Was he in Ferris Bueller?
It was in Ferris Bueller, yeah.
Okay.
And to find out he's a pedo just fucking really pissed me off.
Yeah. Yes, it's really gross when you when there's an actor that you really like and then you find out something disgusting about them that it's so off-putting. That's all you can think about when you see them. So that does not surprise me. I do not know this guy's name though. Is that his mugshot?
It is.
Oh, let's see. Oh, child porn. Yeah. And that really taints
like
Deadwood.
Bill
Like that
Cosby.
taints everything he's in. Well, yeah, Bill Cosby has. Like, I like a lot of his stuff. He had some really funny stand-up, and I love the Cosby Show. Now, all I can think about is the whole thing with him.
Yeah.
On the drugs and the thing.
What was? Is he still? He's still working too, isn't he?
Jeffrey Jones?
Yeah.
It's not a project since 2019. Deadwood the movie.
Right. He was in that. That was actually good. That was a good wrap up.
Yep.
So.
Your turn again.
All right.
Like desperately scramble to find someone else.
Oh, find someone. Okay. All right. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'll just hit next. Okay. All right. This guy's gonna surprise some people.
Really?
Right. I like-ish Jason Momoa, and he hasn't reached the level where I avoid watching something because he's in it. Like Aquaman 2, I didn't go see Aquaman 2 because Jason Momoa was in it. It was because Amber Heard. Yeah, right. Sorry, Sean. I agree. I can't, like... It's... Sometimes I can separate them and sometimes I can't. And a lot of it just depends. It's a weird sliding scale. But yeah, certainly with Cosby, it's a very... I don't know. It's a weird mixture of emotions because you remember these things he was in where he was so great. And then this other thing. There's this other thing. That's all you can think about is this other thing looming. So... Anyway, okay, so Jason Momoa, the thing about Jason Momoa that was a real turnoff was, and this goes into the whole issue of, so, you know, a lot of actors, they get political. Whatever. They attack, you know, candidates and all of that in politics, like Robert De Niro. He's come out, he's just very, very vocal in how much he dislikes Trump. That's Trump. That's Trump he's attacking. Whatever. But Jason Momoa went after people that had voted for Trump. In other words, he diverted away from just the candidate and he started attacking people who had voted in a way he didn't like. And that was a big turnoff for me. I did not appreciate that, and I wish actors would stop doing stuff like that. As you know, obviously, yeah, they've got the freedom to do it, but what they fail to consider is that they are alienating half of their fan base when they venture into that territory. You know,
That's
when
why
they
I
step
like.
outside of
That's why I like
talking.
Emily Blunt and her husband.
Well, I just like it when people
They
don't.
they just don't. They don't even talk about nothing like
Well,
that. Nor
right.
does
There's
Ryan Reynolds
that.
and his wife.
That's what I think most actors should probably do. But then, of course, you know, there's some people just get mad at actors just for speaking out against the candidate that they like, and I'm like, well, you know, they're just attacking the candidate, whatever.
Yeah, as long as they're not attacking like the
But when they
supporters, that's
pivot
one.
to
That's
attack
like one thing.
voters, that's when it's like, there's no reason for that, and that's not cool. So
Yeah, that's actually there's actually you know what I have two male actors that actually did this that
okay,
I will bring up if
well,
it's my
I'm done with my number two.
yeah I
So
would just say Pedro Pascal.
okay, well that overlaps with mine because
Okay, well
Pedro
Pedro
Pascal was
Pascal I
also on my list for
yeah
for the
he
exact same reason as
yeah
Jason
exact same
Momoa.
reason and I mean look I'll admit he is a fine actor when especially in Wonder Woman 84 I
I
do agree he
really
did
liked
really
his
well
performance in Wonder Woman
but
84.
he is overrated and after he did that I don't care for him. And
Yeah.
I forgot the other actor's name. He was from Knives Out, the first one. Do you
I
know
agree
who?
with you, Sean, by the way. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's smart for them to get too vocal just because you know how people can be so touchy, but
I don't care if they're attacking like the candidate,
right,
but
that's what I
when you're
was
attacking
right.
everybody, that's no.
It's just it's not a smart thing to do, and it's very uncouth, and it can be just a huge turnoff to, like I said, probably half their fan base because a lot of people, you know, they'll like an actor, whatever, but then when they feel like they're being attacked by that actor, that's one thing. So, Simon, are
Well,
you
Oh,
I'll,
I'm
sharing?
just
I'll
sharing Pedro Pascal.
Oh yeah, I did have a picture of him up. I just I'll skip over him this time because well, maybe I won't. Hold on,
well,
since
you
you did
should
that.
because I already talked about him.
Okay, I'll pull him up. I'll pull him
But
up. Hold on.
yeah, now he's just kind of like everywhere. He's
If it will
in
let me.
Fantastic Four, the new one that's coming out. He's in
Now it's not one to open up. It's not one to open up the
like
picture.
I now here's the thing. He is in that movie about Nicolas Cage. Now I will watch it just because of Nicolas Cage.
That okay. One of the funniest scenes in that movie. Have you seen it yet, Simon?
What movie?
The unbearable weight of massive talent.
Mm-hmm.
One of the funniest scenes in that movie was when they were both tripping on acid,
Tripping on that.
and they were like all paranoid about this couple across the way. That scene was freaking hilarious to me. So yeah, that was fun. Arturo, I can't pull up the picture of Pedro. It's not opening up.
It's fine. Everybody knows who I'm talking about.
He was very funny in there. I agree, Sean. He was good in there, and he was really good in Wonder Woman 84. As much
Like
as
I can
people
give him
don't
credit.
like
Like
that movie, I actually that is a guilty pleasure of mine, and he has some
I would
performances in
say
there that are
it's
very they're very touching to
it's
me.
it's good, but I would say I don't count it as canon, to be honest.
Well,
It's fine. Like I
what do
don't
you
mind
mean
the
you
movie.
don't
I just
count it
don't
as
really
canon?
I don't really count it as canon with DC. Like I count the first one and then I guess Justice League and Batman versus Superman.
Sorry,
So
got
blooper reel
distracted.
of Wonder Woman 84 a couple of
Yes.
days ago.
Uh-huh.
And it was Gal Gadot and Chris Pine lying on the floor. And she put her head back and let one rip.
What, she
And
farted?
it was not high pitched. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my gosh. And then she probably promptly burst into a fit of giggles,
She did,
right?
yeah.
They called, I think Chris Pine calls her Giggles Godot.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's always
There's
laughing.
a lot of giggling. Yeah.
She's laughing about everything. She's funny. Let's see. The Wonder Woman 84 ending with Wonder Woman using her strongest weapon, her brain. I get why many people didn't understand. I mean, I understood the ending. I know people wanted like this actual fight thing to be happening, like what happened in the first Wonder Woman. I didn't dislike that as much as other people did. I think because I just have an emotional attachment to that movie. It's very touching to me. And while I can recognize that it's not as good as the first one, I still, I don't have a ton to criticize about. I know there were people criticizing it because of the body swap, and she's messing with this guy because Steve is in this guy's body. And so they were saying it was
kind of like an assault.
They were saying it was the grape word. And that never even, to be honest, that never even entered my mind when I was watching it, because I've seen so many body swap films and there's similar stuff that happens, and it just never even, it just doesn't, I don't know. Because at the time, even though the body belongs to somebody else, it's animated by a totally different person. So that body becomes that person in my brain. So what is so funny, Simon?
This.
Okay.
And what's funny about it
is
that
what she did?
When it's not part of a reel and it's just like this little short, it just feels so wrong to watch.
Is it able to play?
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
I can hear it.
What? That was a fart? It sounded like a snore.
Honestly.
Done. Done.
Wonder Woman again.
Good.
Okay.
Ready?
Really, man. Really.
Wait a second. Just a second.
That was an actual.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like she was snoring.
Bassy, rumbly one, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I don't remember that at all. Do you know what he's talking about? Because I have no idea. It's been decades since I saw Superman 3, so I'm not sure.
Who?
In Superman, I assumed he's talking about Superman. I don't remember. I don't remember that scene at all. I'm not sure that someone must have. No, Jared Leto has not been mentioned yet. I actually like Jared Leto, but I do agree that he was not a good Joker in the in the first Suicide Squad movie. I thought he did okay in the Snyder Cut. Yeah, I was not impressed with Morbius. I initially thought he would be a good choice for that, but he just didn't. He couldn't pull it off, unfortunately. So, I think it's your turn, Simon.
First, I want to creep everyone out.
Okay.
With this.
I love your neck, honey.
Well, it certainly is nice to see them work things themselves.
They haven't worked anything out for themselves. It's my barbecue sauce.
Your barbecue sauce.
My barbecue sauce. Haven't you ever noticed after people have some of my barbecue sauce, after a while when it kicks in, they get all huggy-buggy?
Oh, stop.
I'm dead serious. Haven't you noticed that after one of my barbecues and they have the sauce, people want to get right home? Let me tell you something else. I got a cup of it up on the night table. And I got a cup of it, I said.
Oh, my goodness.
Why don't
Oh
you
my.
give the chicken to these people? that
Did
are
he
growing
like
up
put
and
that in there as
have
a
some
wink,
sauce?
wink?
So here's the rest of the
It's
chicken, you guys.
It's definitely disturbing.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow, I didn't remember that at all. I saw a whole lot of the Cosby Show.
Mhm.
Oh, that's in answer to your question, Paul, yes. He was mentioned. Artur and I both had him on our list. I agree. She does as well. I haven't seen her in enough to I mean, I know of her and of some of the stuff that she said and supposedly done, but I didn't even consider her or think about her at all because I just don't really watch anything that she's in. So, all right, Simon. Are you
So I'm sharing
frozen?
my screen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blame everything on the sleep deprivation, y'all.
Mhm.
Okay, Tom
So-
Hardy. A lot of people really don't
Yep.
like.
I don't
you
like
know.
him. I don't see what people like about him. He just mumbles. He's not a
I
very good
don't mind
actor.
him.
Well, no, a
And,
lot of people like him, but there's people that they just don't. I've got a friend on YouTube, Mike from Did You See That? He does not like Tom Hardy. He's just not a fan. I personally do like him. I think he's a really good actor, but he doesn't work for everybody. I mean, that
Dunno.
it's the way it is, Arturo.
Yeah, I know. Like,
Not
I'm
not
pretty sure
everybody
there's not a
clicks
lot
with
of people that
everybody.
like that don't like Emily Blunt, but who would not like Emily Blunt?
Well, I personally
She's a
think
down to earth
adorable. I
person.
really I really like
She
her.
is such a down to earth person. Like, come on.
I have not seen the new Venom trailer.
I saw a little bit, but I stopped watching it.
I'm not going to watch it. I did not like Venom 2. I'll probably go see the third one though, just to see if it's an improvement at all over the second one.
Yeah.
So. Okay, all right. So you did yours. I've done Bree. I've done Jason. Artur and I both chose Pedro Pascal.
What's the
Yeah.
guy's name from Knives Out? Knives Out. He was in Man of Steel. That's the villain.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Do you
I know
know
who you're
his
talking
name?
about. But it's not your turn yet, so we'll.
Oh,
Did you already?
whose turn?
It's my turn now.
Oh, it's your turn.
Yeah, we'll get to him. I
Oh,
know
Michael
exactly.
Shannon.
Yes. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Okay, hold on. I accidentally unpresented my screen, so I got to represent it. Here we go. All right. This chick. This should be no surprise. I've mentioned multiple times. I don't care for her.
Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez at all. Paul, I thought about Mark Ruffalo, but he hasn't really. He says some really
He
crazy,
does say a
ridiculous
lot
stuff,
of
but
dumb things, but
he hasn't yet reached that level. But Jennifer Lopez, I will actively avoid stuff that she like. I didn't watch Atlas because she was in it. I might have been interested in. I heard it was terrible, but I might have been interested in it otherwise. But the thing about Jennifer Lopez is, I first saw her in Mi Familia. She was okay. She just had a very tiny part, but I didn't really know much about her or wasn't really exposed enough to her to get a sense for like the way her personality might be and stuff like that. And then she was in Selena.
oh, she
And
played. Wait, did she play?
she
Selena?
played Selena. Yes, she was.
Now
the one
wait,
who
why
played
do you
Selena.
not like her exactly? I don't think you've ever told me specifically.
So the reason that I don't care for her is because one of the things I really am not crazy about when it comes to celebrities and stuff are people that are extremely full of themselves, that
Oh, so
like
she's
themselves
full of,
a whole
she's
lot.
full of herself.
She comes across as very narcissistic and very big-headed and egotistical, and I don't think she's all that talented. And she's not a great actor. She's a meh singer. Like, I don't think she's that great of a singer. And she jumped into singing. She said that was what she always wanted to do, but she started jumping into singing after she played in Selena. And something that I always think about when I think about her is that, well, there's a name that I refer to her as that's not a very kind name, but that's what I think of when I think of her in my brain, is this other word that I use for her. But something
What's
that
the
I
word?
also. What do you think it is?
I don't even know.
No idea.
And I'm not. But I
Seriously?
probably don't want to know.
I mean, it's not nasty. It's kind of an insulting. It's an insulting thing. Okay. All right. All right.
J-Ho.
Yes, you got it.
J-Ho.
Because throughout the course of her life, that's basically been her modus operandi. Is she basically sleeps with whoever can get her to where she wants to go. This has been like her pattern since before she even made it big. But something that frustrates me about her success is the fact that she got to where she got it with this fame and all this because Selena kind of helped really explode her popularity. And so if it weren't for that movie, she wouldn't, I don't think she would be to the level that she is, like as far as superstardom. But the really sad thing about it is that she's where she is because a superior talent was murdered.
Oh yeah.
That's what I think of when I think of her.
Selena seemed more like a better person, to be honest.
And Selena did seem to be like such an absolutely fantastic human being, and this woman does not come across that way at all.
She's the opposite of Selena.
Did you happen to see that clip of that little documentary that she did all about herself?
About herself.
Documentary about herself. Have you seen that, Simon?
Nope.
You see clips of
I
that?
didn't even know there was one.
Oh, it's so cringe. Anyway, yeah, so that's that one. All right, let me stop sharing. There we go. Let me go jump to the comments here. Jennifer, yeah, I know. Let's see. No, it's definitely not Henry Cavill, Putin's cat. Not Henry Cavill. Yeah, a lot of people just feel kind of, it just depends on how they strike you. I personally didn't mind him as Hulk, but I do think I preferred Edward Norton. I really liked that Hulk movie. I thought it was pretty decent. I have heard Marlon Brando was an incredibly difficult actor. And did you guys see the screens of Billy Zane as Marlon Brando?
Nope.
He looks just like Marlon Brando. It's eerie, you guys. You should look it up, Simon. It's crazy. Is it still cool to say actress? I mean, it's interchangeable. I often use the word actor just because it can mean a boy or a girl. Yeah, she's been lately. David Bowie could do anything. I know, poor David Bowie. Not yet. Yeah, I'm down in my third cup of coffee, but I'm quite a bit sleep deprived, so I don't feel like I'm firing on all cylinders today. Yes, dislike intensely. Yeah, she did. She sure did. She did it with a lot of people. That's kind of her reputation. Yeah.
So she's a skank, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
But then again, we like Clint Eastwood, but he's also a skank.
He definitely is, or was. I don't know how much he is now.
I mean, but I still like him.
Okay, Arturo.
But I guess it's just Jennifer Lopez is more stubborn. Not stubborn. Cocky about it. Stuff. She's just like you said, full of herself.
She's very full of herself. To me, she definitely comes across that way to me.
Wait, wasn't
hey,
she in a movie?
How are you doing? She's been in different movies.
No, like Zootopia, maybe. Was it Zootopia?
Who?
Jennifer Lopez.
I don't.
Or am I mistaking her for another singer?
She has done voice acting, but I don't remember her being in Zootopia. She was in Ants. That animated.
Oh, she was?
Right. Yeah, she was. Okay, all right, Levi. Hold on a second, you guys. Hold on.
Gosh, you guys.
Sorry, Levi decides he wants to. Come on. It's your turn, Arturo. Come on, Levi.
Well, I was talking about that guy from
Oh, Michael Shannon.
yeah, he did the same thing.
He did. Yes, he did. I actually forgot all about him, but yeah, he did one of those.
I mean,
like
good actor, but goodness, I lost so much respect.
He was a very good Zod.
Yeah. But now every time I see him, I just think of the shit he said.
Yeah.
So unfortunate. But what can you do?
You should have found some pictures to share, Arturo.
Nah. It's fine.
No, definitely not. Definitely not the Cage. I like Nicolas Cage. I always have. Which one, Enigma? I have already mentioned. Yeah, if he's referring to Bree.
Yeah, it's going to be Amber Heard.
Oh yeah, Amber Heard. That was mentioned like very early on.
Top of the show.
I think before I think we kind of all agree she's like. But I didn't put her on my official list for this. But yes, it's kind of a given. I mentioned it's a given. Yes. Okay, Simon, your turn.
Okay, my next pick is this sour bitch.
Oh, you know
Everything
what?
she does.
You know what? You know what? I almost picked her, Simon. I'm glad I didn't.
She's okay. She's all right.
She is very annoying to watch. I can't stand watching her anymore. The only movie that I liked her okay in was Panic Room, and that was her first movie.
Yeah.
She was quite young. And then when I watched her in Twilight, oh boy, instant turn off. I could not, with all of the like the eyelash fluttering and blinking and all that she did. And oh my goodness gracious. What is it about her with you, Simon?
She's just so sour and like always like, she's like a moody teenager. And she continues to be even in adulthood.
She has that look, just the look, right? The countenance. I heard that she was really, really good in that movie about Diana. I did not want to watch it because she was in it. She is one of the actors that I do typically avoid. The only time I would watch something that she's in would be as if she's like one of the like a minor / supporting character, and there's someone else in it that overshadows her or overpowers my dislike of her to make me want to see the movie because of the other person. So yeah.
So it's all because her eyes move funny or blinking. That's the whole reason you don't want to?
Well, that really started to get on my nerves.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've only seen her in a few things.
And I don't think she's that great of an actor. So I completely get why she was picked. I almost did pick her myself, like I said. She is yeah. Who the heck knows? Well, I guess as they say, money doesn't always buy happiness, so. All right. My next one. Why does it always unshare my screen? This is annoying. Sorry, you guys. What? Why can't I? Oh, here we go. I mean, I couldn't not put her in this list. Everybody knows.
Oh, Natalie Portman.
She's another actor that I will typically avoid. I never really cared for Natalie Portman, even as far back as The Professional. Her character annoyed me. I didn't like her acting in there. Something about her actual personality kind of felt like it came through in her performance. And I did see her in Thor. I liked Thor, not because of her, just because I thought Thor was a good movie. And then after Thor 2 came out, and I've said this before when people have asked, no, it's not because of Star Wars. I didn't really care for her even back in the Star Wars days, but it wasn't enough to turn me off of watching those movies because of her.
Yeah.
It's because, yeah, that's it. Sure, Simon. She probably is herself, actually. Um, so after Thor 2, for anybody in the audience that hasn't heard this story yet, this was the thing that was like the nail in the coffin for me as far as any sort of appreciation I had for her, which was pretty much none, but this kind of like really made it go sub-zero. In Thor 2, there's a scene where her character slaps Thor because he's been gone, freeing the world and everything. She slaps Thor, and later it was revealed that when they were doing that scene, she was actually physically slapping him because she says she can't fake a slap or fake a hit. So she was she was actually hitting him. Granted, it probably didn't hurt him too much, whatever, but still, she was physically hitting him. Okay, so there's that. Well, that was already bad enough to read because I was like, well, that's not cool. What if he said he couldn't fake hit a girl and he actually smacked her? Whatever. But
I would
then
pay for that.
But then this is what really drove it home for me, my dislike for this woman. She said that it felt like a slap for all womankind. That was like, okay, now I think you have gone and confirmed why I picked up bad vibes from you for years. You're like a misogynist, you're an egotistical woman, and you think it's okay to mistreat men just because you're a woman. I don't like you. I avoid things she's in at this point. I had no interest in Black Swan, and especially when she won her award for Black Swan, and they pretended like they promoted her performance in that movie, her physical performance, like her dancing and all that. They promoted it as something she had done. She did not do all that dancing. Somebody else did it, and they put her face on that woman. And because of all the marketing that the very strong push that goes into trying to get a movie to win, that was part of this marketing campaign for her push for the Oscar, and it was a lie. So that also was annoying, and of course she won, but I've never seen the movie and never plan to. So, yeah. That's mine. All right. It's your turn, Arturo. Oh, hold on. Before you do that.
I don't think I really have anybody else. Those were the only three.
Yes, I know Godot. I know Godot is Israeli. I know that Natalie Portman is, well, she's an American, but she's well, no, maybe
Jewish.
she was born in Israel, right?
She was,
born in Israel? That has nothing at all to do with why I don't like her. It's just her.
She's just not a nice person.
I do not like her very much.
I know I tend to get her mixed. Like some people have gotten Carrie
her mixed
Knightley
up with Keira Knightley.
Yeah. Apparently, Carrie Knightley even mentioned that people thought she was Natalie Portman because they were both in Star Wars.
I used to get them confused a lot when they were both younger, but now.
But to be honest, Carrie Knightley is prettier.
Well, I guess that's that's all subjective.
I
I don't mind Keira Knightley.
She just seems like she's also kind of down to earth too. Like apparently there was this interview. She was on that what was that show? The one with the British guy, that BBC show.
Graham Norton.
Yeah, Graham Norton.
Oh, he's Irish.
Is he Irish?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I did not realize that. He is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
His show is so stinking
Did
funny.
you see the one with the girl from what was that? See how they run?
Oh, her.
Yeah. They were playing 2000
with the funny name, which I can't say it.
Yeah,
Simon?
but she
What's her
played
name?
like the officer, like stop in the name of the law.
What is it?
She was in Mary Queen of Scots.
Oh, Saoirse.
Saoirse.
Lady Bird.
Yeah.
Saoirse like an Saoirse.
But there was like this
I always forget it.
A funny video, like when he played a recording of her when she was like 10 to win like a trip to Florida.
Oh, I haven't seen
he had
that.
to mimic like a character from Shrek 2. And then when she won, you hear her 10-year-old self just screaming, "Oh my god!"
Oh, that's funny. Maybe I'll try to watch
But
that.
anyways, Keira Knightley was on the show, and she just like
No.
her attitude.
Sorry. That's not what we were saying. We weren't saying. He was just bringing up something funny about her. That's all. He doesn't dislike
And
her.
I was also saying like Keira Knightley was on there, and you could just kind of tell by her personality. She just seems kind of down to earth or something. Like something about like she was explaining something about this director says. I guess it had to do with some of her being like too pretty or something. I don't know. He would have to watch the video. I can't remember. Anyways, but like I was saying, I don't know who else I dislike.
Oh, so you're done. Your
I
list
mean,
is done.
those were the only three. Only three
Hey,
I could think
Kyle.
of. Unless I think really hard.
Okay.
Oh well, I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't really say. I'm not. What's that girl's name from Captain Marvel?
Which girl?
The her friend.
Monica Rambeau?
Her friend, the black girl.
I don't remember her actual.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Oh, she played in the James Bond.
Yeah, I do get like a weird vibe from her, unless that's just me. But
she didn't really bother me too much until that trailer for James Bond, but it was the character she was playing that I didn't like, not necessarily her. If that makes any sense. I don't remember.
Well, maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting a weird vibe from her. Like how you have a weird vibe with Zendaya.
Yeah, Zendaya.
Well, maybe if I think of something else, it'll pop up. I'll let you know. So you continue with the show.
Oh yeah, this is her name, Lashana Lynch.
Okay.
I feel just like
meh.
Nah, I mean, she's
Not really.
I don't feel anything one way or the other, but from her home good. Yeah. I see. I did not know this about Michelle Yeoh. I like her okay, but I can see why you would have an issue with her personally. I don't know much about the politics and stuff that go on over there, so I didn't even know about that. Randy Quaid. Sorry, go ahead.
Many years ago, I got friendly with my local Chinese takeout, the guy who owned my local Chinese takeout.
Uh-huh.
And I just bought the DVD for House of Flying Daggers. And I said, I'll bring it around next time I'm in. You can borrow it. So I brought it around. And his assistant, employee, I don't really know what sort of the relationship were. Maybe his daughter, I don't know. But she sort of took an interest and looked at the back of it and went, slat, and then walked away. Apparently, Xi Zhang has a better reputation in China.
Who does? Is that the main character? Or
Hang on now. She was also in Memoirs of a Geisha.
I don't know if I know that. Oh, hold on. Okay.
Her.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I've seen her. She was just like,
He just comes over and goes, slat.
Nope.
And walks away.
Oh.
I was like, what was that about?
Okay.
Oh yeah, she has a bit of reputation in Japan.
Like that type of reputation.
What type of reputation? Like, no, I'm confused. What type of reputation?
He said
That
slut.
type of reputation.
Yeah.
A slut?
Yes.
Yep.
Like a skank, Arturo.
Oh, she's a skank. Okay.
Skank is just a nicer way to say it.
I know. What you...
What's that, Simon?
She was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
And House of Flying Daggers?
Yeah.
I have not seen any of those.
What?
I have not.
You need to get on that.
Well, I saw clips of it, and them flying around on the trees and stuff was like, what the heck? So, it didn't really, I don't know, it didn't really garner any interest in me. So I just never watched.
You're so southern.
I know, I am.
What the heck are they doing up there in them trees?
I tell you that That two out there, boys. Two out there.
I don't sound that southern.
You used to sound southern when I was an infant.
Yeah, it was
I can
more
pull up the
southern
videos
when I
right
was younger.
now. You
Oh
were
my
really
God.
southern. You were like, there was at one point she said, he kept sleeping and sleeping. He slept for hours. Like you literally did sound like a southern.
I know,
Southerner.
I still do, but I don't feel like it's as strong
No,
as it used to be, and I don't know
not as
why.
much. I think you lost it a while
I
ago.
honestly don't know why. I don't know how or why it happened.
So if I were to pull up a video of when I was just a year old, she sounds like your typical southern person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I spent most of my life down here, so. Oh, sorry. You got me all snotted.
Or would I say Mississippi or Kentucky
Or Georgia.
or
It's
well,
all
what
south,
about-
Arturo.
What about Florida?
Anything below DC is south, southern. All the way
Alabama?
over to Texas.
Alabama?
Oh, you don't like her?
And it's not that I don't like her. I just don't see what everyone likes about her. She's just so plain, so like mid.
So, I used to not like her. She's one of the few actors. So
That's thrown on you?
she's one of the few that I started off really not liking her very much because she always came across to me as very egotistical. You know, kind of like some of the others I've mentioned already.
Mhm.
I hated that she was picked as Black Widow. Did not like her in the role at all for several movies. And because, like, you know, she's all walking like she thinks she's so hot. And I guess a lot of guys do think she is hot. And she's flipping her hair around, you know, just like it was so annoying. And I didn't think she was that good in the character. And it seemed so obvious that she really, really liked herself a lot. And then I don't know what it was, but then eventually, I think it was Endgame.
Mhm.
Yeah, Endgame. It was from the beginning of Endgame, not like when, you know, we got to the part where what the thing happened with her character. In the beginning of Endgame, there was something about her performance in the very beginning that, I don't know, struck an emotional chord with me, and I started to like her okay as that character, and then she stopped bothering me as much as she used to, and I really liked the Black Widow movie. So that was
I think she
my...
has grown on me a little bit more. I was picking up on it for a while, but
It's like maybe with age, she kind of got a little bit less full of herself. But something that was a bit of a turnoff was she was kind of complaining about how hypersexualized they made her in those earlier movies. But she played it up too. I got the feeling she enjoyed that attention, especially when an actor complains about being, what's the word they use? There's a word that they use.
Objectified? I don't know.
Yes, yes, that's the word. When they complain about being objectified and then they show up, like let's say outside of the movie, they show up in outfits that objectify their own selves. It's like, why are you
yeah,
dressing this
those
way?
type of people. It's
What?
like, well, why are
Like,
you?
come on,
why are you wearing less
you're
clothes?
living up to this. Like, what you're demonstrating this your own self. What? And then why are you complaining about it? So that's kind of like how she came across to me when she was complaining about stuff like that. Hold on, I have another dog wants to get up in my lap. Come
It's
here,
like,
Kip.
it's like,
Oh,
no,
come here,
don't do that. Don't look.
my little doggies. I miss them.
No.
Okay, all right. Hold on, let me look at some of the comments. Under the Skin. That was a strange movie. That was a really strange movie. I mean, Alan, some people think she is. I think I like. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was that settled. I don't know. I have no idea. The movie I felt Johansson was enjoyable. We Bought a Zoo. Okay, I have not seen that movie yet. Part of the reason I didn't see it was just because I wasn't super interested in. It just didn't look like anything that was up my alley. I do agree. She did a really good job in Jojo Rabbit. Did you see that, Simon?
I did, yeah. She was good in that.
She was. By that point, I was actually liking her okay. So her performance in that and the, that scene with the
Oh, yeah.
shoes really,
I don't know. I
really.
just always see her as Scarlett Johansson acting. I never see her as the character.
You don't? Okay.
I'm trying to think of one.
I know what you mean by that.
where
I've seen actors that come across that way. Like they don't feel like they're fully immersed in the role. It's just like they're just playing.
ScarJo is hot.
I'm sorry. What were you saying, Arturo?
I was just trying to think if there was one specific role she did where she was like, I don't know, not like Scarlett Johansson. Maybe was it The Prestige? She was playing a British woman.
That's right.
Would you like a spot of tea?
Mm-mm.
Would you like a spot of tea?
Hold on. There was a comment here. I wanted. This StreamYard is being weird. It's like covering up some of the comments. Yeah, it's for me. I feel like it was kind of like a one-time watch. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Everybody's really good in there, but it will kill your heart. There are some funny moments in it, and it's definitely not making light. Some people really criticized it when it came out because they're like, "Oh, it's not okay to be making a comedy about Hitler or whatever."
Well, they made a comedy about Stalin's death.
I know, but it's not making light of the crap that he did. It's just the way the little child perceives him in his mind, and it in a lot of ways it's picking fun at him, and it's not any sort of positive commentary at all on him or anything, but it's this weird mixture of humor but also very serious dark stuff, and there's a scene in there that was just so heartbreaking that was like, I don't want to watch this movie ever again. So but it's good. Yeah, exactly. It's from a kid's perspective. Okay.
Oh, the girl from Last Night in Soho is also in that.
Yes. That's the first time I noticed her as an actor. She played the Jewish girl that they were hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah. You haven't seen it, have you, Arturo?
No.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. It's worth a watch.
You don't even want to watch Come and See.
No, I don't want to see Come and See.
That is set in the same time period.
I definitely don't want to see. I have to be in the right mood to see certain films.
But it's got that very dark 80s horror vibe.
That's okay.
Except in Belarus.
Hold on, I'm trying to present
and
my
it's
next
following
one.
a kid's perspective.
Share screen. Okay, for some weird reason, this picture is not doing what it's supposed to do, so it's gonna only. It's gonna look wonky, but this next one. I'm getting a bit tired of Dwayne Johnson. Not necessarily because of political stuff or anything like that. It's just, number one, he's not really that good of an actor. Number two, it feels like the market is just oversaturated with him. And number three, all these different things I've been hearing about his ego and the way certain movies were supposed to originally go, but he didn't want it to be that way because he wanted to be like the main, the dominant actor or character in the movie.
Sounds a little like Arnie.
Give me an example what you're talking about.
I know he's an actor because he's famous for something else, and he definitely did have an ego in the 80s.
Well, he did, but not necessarily to the point that he didn't want anybody else to share the spotlight with him in a movie.
I mean, Sylvester Stallone was another competitor with him, so
yeah, they definitely both had a rivalry going. But also, Arnold was in mostly good movies. The Rock is not.
Mhm.
It's like his movie choices. You could sort of overlook Arnold's lack of acting ability in some of the roles he played, and some he was actually really good. He was fine, but he's definitely not going to win an Academy Award for acting. But the
Some of the movies
material,
were bad though.
which movie of Arnold's do you think is? I do agree that there are some that were not good. Which of his is the worst to you?
That what do you call it? Let me look. End of
Absolutely
Days.
not Putin's Cat. I'm a fan of muscles, people being in shape. My brother's a bodybuilder. It has nothing to do with that. I love Arnold. He was a big, huge bodybuilder. It's just
End of Days, The
I just
Sixth
don't think.
Day,
Okay.
Eraser,
I
Junior.
I liked all of those except for Junior. I agree with you on Junior.
Mhm.
No, Commando was not a great one, but it was a fun one. And
I
Jingle All
liked
the Way.
Commando. That was such
Yes.
a fun ride.
It was fun. Jingle All the Way. Batman and Robin agreed. It's terrible.
Who
Jingle All
killed
the
the
Way.
dinosaurs? The
When I
Ice
first
Age.
saw Jingle All the Way, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but now I have an appreciation for it because it's hilarious. It's making a mockery of the ludicrousness of how people act, during the Christmas holidays, trying to hunt down the latest toy for their kids and all the insanity that ensues. Arturo, have you ever seen that?
Thought I saw bits of it. Never like watched it from beginning to end.
Well, it's really funny. Hold on.
I started
sorry.
watching the documentary, by the way.
Wait, what about the documentary?
I started watching it. Seen the first part so far.
Which the Arnold documentary?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah. I had no idea his mother was called Aurelia.
Yes. And I didn't know
Things
his
started
mother.
click.
Right. Well, okay. So here's the thing. It'd be cool if I actually named my daughter after Arnold's mother, but that's not what happened. I named her after a Romanian gymnast in the 1988 Olympics called Aurelia Dobre. I saw the name on the screen and thought it was beautiful. And then later found out that his mother's name was Aurelia. Like, if I knew it
Crazy.
before, I did. And do you know, I have a grandparent who was named Aurelia, a great grandparent. And when my grandma found out that I named my daughter that, she thought I was naming her after her mother. Nope. Nope, it's just this Romanian gymnast from the 80s. And speaking of her, I actually found her on Facebook and wrote her one day and told her how much I remembered her from the 80s and I loved her name so much I named my daughter after her. So anyway, just thought
Did
that
she
was a cool
reply?
story. She did. She wrote back and
Awesome.
I can't remember her exact words, but it was something like, words of appreciation for telling her that.
Mhm.
She's an American citizen now, I think, but she's obviously, you can tell, like, maybe some halted English still when she writes. Like, you can tell she's not a native English speaker, but it was very sweet that she wrote back. Sorry, I know I'm missing some comments, you guys. I'm sorry. I prefer. I remember when he was a Total Recall. If I had a choice between those two movies as far which to watch, I would choose Commando over Total Recall. And I know that. I know. Total Recall recently had an anniversary, didn't it? 34th or 35th? Right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's going to have an anniversary every year.
Well, I know that.
So was it
Willem
90?
Dafoe
It was from 1990. So
okay, so
34th.
34th. Okay. All right. I wanted to reread this. My reference was about The Rock. I don't think he's done good movies recently. Rock was funny. I saw Fighting with My Family. That wasn't really about the Rock, though. It was about that girl. He just was kind of like a guest.
I could probably put her in there too.
Who? The actor who played in there?
Fuck, what's her
Florence
name?
Pugh?
Florence Pugh, yeah. Don't like her.
You don't like her?
No.
Hmm.
Again,
She
it's
was
something. It's kind of like Scarlett Johansson. She's kind of. I don't see what the fuss is about.
She was funny in Black Widow. That was when I really
I
like.
thought she was
Yeah,
hilarious in Black Widow.
This thing that you do when you're fighting with the arm and the hand.
I didn't think that was funny at all.
Oh, I thought it was
It's just so
hilarious.
predictable, so sort of
Well,
contained, and
But
honestly,
that was the whole thing with
I
Scarlett Johansson, like doing that at the time, and then the fact that
yeah, I was making
Florence
fun
Pugh
of
made
that.
fun of it.
I didn't expect it to happen.
Oh, it's a
and
fighting pose. I mean,
I thought it was.
come on. You just want to show off, you know.
Yes, I know, Enigma. I think I might have done a reaction to that.
you did.
Okay, yeah, rings a bell. It's been
The
a
skit
good
is called "Gold Digging Whores."
gold digging horse. Yes, that's right. Yep. Vin Diesel. He's also. I'm not a fan of him either.
Vin Diesel is French for Californian wine.
Really?
No,
Oh. I can be quite gullible. So
the Europeans
don't
are
take
snobby
advantage.
about their wine. And vin is French for wine, so the diesel part
Diesel?
is this diesel isn't French for anything, but it's an insult.
It's an insult?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
just in that context. Never mind.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm a little distracted and out of it. Okay. Is there any who else's turn?
He would have made a better porn star.
Vin Diesel?
Dwayne
Was
the
he
Cock
ever?
Johnson.
Oh gosh. Maybe. Okay. Who else's turn? Anybody have anybody else? Because I have my last one, and I'm sure you
Yeah.
guys already know who it is.
I can go with.
I don't know who else I dislike. I have to think.
Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So this surprises me, given your love for Dune.
Yeah, I like him in Dune,
Okay.
but I wish it wasn't him. I think he fits the role and everything, but I just, as an actor, overall, in this sort of portfolio, I just don't. Yeah, just don't like him.
I
Don't know
can,
what it is.
it's weird about him because I have mentioned before there's something about him where I can recognize that he's a talented actor,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel this weird detachment from him. Like
Yeah.
I can't connect to him and his performances.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been in pretty much everything I've seen him in, including Dune, which Dune, as people have described, the director's, the way he made these movies was very clinical. So that's why I feel probably a detachment to a lot of the characters in the movie, even though I recognize it's a beautifully done film.
Mhm.
But there's always that detachment. Like it's weird. Like I can't necessarily say he's overrated because I
Like
recognize
even when he's on chat shows and enjoying himself and like jumping around and singing and shit like that, still cannot connect to him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what can't really like one of those things I can't really put my finger on, but like there is a strange disconnect that I have. It's like it's like in his roles he's not immersing himself. He's just like we were talking about another actor. It's like was it Scarlett Johansson? They're just acting. They're not in the role.
Yeah.
Even though they can do a good job. It's really strange. I don't know. I personally like Austin Butler. I thought he was excellent in the second movie. Oh, it's okay. No worries. We started a little earlier than we had been before when we were doing that series where we were doing movies by the decade. Jealous of his chiseled good looks. He does look kind of sleepy all the time. He does look a little bit like kind of like
I feel like they
he
model
just
him.
not fully checked in.
I feel like they. I don't know about this, but I'm kind of wondering if they modeled him in this Pinocchio game. that recently came out, except it's a darker version of Pinocchio.
I don't know.
Kinda like a Demon Souls type game.
But speaking of Dune and Timothy, so at this con I was at, I went to Kevin J. Anderson's panel. He's for those of you who don't know, he co-wrote like the rest of the Dune books with Frank Herbert's son. And he was showing a picture of the different books that he worked on. One of them was a picture, one of them was a cover of Paul. Looks a lot like Timothy. So it does feel like he was a really great casting pick for that role. Have you seen that book, Simon? Do you know what I'm referring to?
No.
This was okay. Anyway, it's a picture of Paul on the cover, and I'm pretty sure this was a book that came out way before the movies ever did, and it looks eerily like Timothy Chalamet. So, what was that creep that played? Oh yeah,
Creep.
Ezra.
Oh,
Yeah. Don't. Arturo has not attacked his keyboard.
this one.
It's really loud. Let me see. Yes, that one. It looks a lot like him, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not. Oh, hold on.
And
Someone.
that's Kevin J. Anderson.
Yes. So it's pretty good. I asked you, Arturo, if you could go look at the Star Wars books we have and see if we have any by him. I did buy one of his books while I was there. I was talking with Simon a little bit about Kevin because I got to meet him this past weekend, and we spent a lot of time visiting Kevin, Jeff, Matt Dinneman. We hung out quite a bit, and we had some really fun conversations. We were talking about horror movies yesterday. I asked him what his favorite horror movie was, and the first one that came to his mind was Alien. And then we just started talking about movies. It was fun. It was a fun conversation. Okay, I guess I'll pull up my last one.
Could I say Kathleen Kennedy?
Well, she's not an actor, Arturo.
I know, but she's the one that runs everything. She's the
She
one
does, unfortunately. Hey, Dill, how are you doing? I'm not sure, Putin's cat. I was assuming it was like from before these movies because it looked like a cover from before. If I'm wrong, please correct me on that. Hold on. Yeah, he does, but whatever. He does. I really did like his performance in the Flash movie. It was quite touching, but he definitely has a lot of things.
He's got
There's
issues. Ugh.
Hold on. She was? I didn't know that. I didn't know she was in that. Are you sure? Really? I see you, Mike. Jared Leto was brought up in the comments, but not in. He wasn't in any of our lists. Okay. Yes. He was. She was. Sorry, I got distracted. I see this picture Simon's put up. I'm going to share it in a second. Yes, Natalie Portman was mentioned. Absolutely. I thought of you when I was talking about her. I know you don't like her either. Yeah, this picture. I'm kicking myself, y'all, for not taking more pictures. I was on my very first panel yesterday, and Kevin Anderson is the guy in the red shirt. This is Jeff. He was moving at the time I took the picture. And beside Kevin, to Kevin's left is Matt Dinneman, and then on the other side of Matt Dinneman is an author called John G. Hartness. We recently did one of his books, and he's one of the organizers of this con that we went to. Anyway, I was on my first panel yesterday. It was about audiobook production. Which one am I? I'm the one behind the camera, on the other side of the But I'm really kicking myself for not taking a picture of the panelists. Like a selfie shot of all 4 of us. It was Jeff, me, Kevin, and another author. Oh, shoot. Shane. Oh, no. Stuart Jaffe, I think is his name. And anyway, it was my first panel. I was really scared. But it went well. It actually went well. But that was a good memory. I'm just kind of bummed I didn't take a photographic souvenir to remember it by. All right. I'll go ahead.
So it looks like
What?
the book is from 1999 and the cover is from 2022.
Well, shoot. So maybe it was modeled after Timothy. Doggone. Because I did specifically bring that up to him, asked him what he thought about the casting and everything. Yes.
Well, possibly the latest issue I could find, or the earliest issue of that cover I could find was 2022. So it maybe have been in an earlier issue, but can't find it.
Okay. Well. Okay. Well, maybe that was just. Maybe I was reading too much into that cover, and it was just done because, to kind of make it correspond with the casting for the movie. Yes, Putin's Cat. I work for an audiobook company, Sound Booth Theater, and we produce audiobooks. So that's what the panel was about. But our moderator did not show up, and we thought it was because maybe she couldn't get into the elevator because it happened to be Sunday and everybody was leaving, and I was waiting at the elevators, and every time the doors would open, it was full. So I ended up just going down the flights of steps to get to where I needed to go because I knew I was never going to make it there in time if I waited for the elevator. So we kind of had to moderate the panel ourselves. We just kind of started talking, and the discussion just took off from there. So no mention of Mark Wahlberg. I don't know. I'm not one for public speaking. It's never been a thing that I like to do. But it does help if you know what the heck you're talking about. Which, when it comes to audiobooks, I generally sort of kind of know. Thanks, Simon. Yeah, that's our website. Okay, I'll go ahead and pull my last one up, y'all. And this one should also be no surprise. I've mentioned it before. And here we go. Share screen. This chick. Zendaya. Number one, I don't think she's that great of an actor. She did okay in Spider-Man No Way Home. I actually did like her performance at the end where they had to, he had to leave. They had to forget about him. Her performance in that scene was pretty good, kind of tugged at the heartstrings. But in general, everything else I've seen her do as far as acting, I don't think she's very good. I think she's very aware of herself on screen. And I think she likes herself a whole lot. And that's why I'm not a big, huge fan of hers. I think she's extremely overrated. She got into this field. She jumped into this field from modeling, but she doesn't necessarily have the talent to do a decent job at it. And just feels like she's everywhere. And I'm, quite frankly, kind of tired of seeing her scowly face all the time in Dune and in pretty much everything where she's scowly. I did not like her as the replacement MJ in Spider-Man. I especially didn't like her character in the first movie. And the second movie, she didn't seem to fit the character at all because she went from being one way in the first movie to being completely the opposite in the third. She wasn't as annoying. I mean, completely the opposite in the second. She wasn't as annoying in the third movie, but still not a fan of her acting.
Well,
or
it could be
just
also the writing
her in
too.
general.
The writing.
Yeah, it probably was the writing, but I didn't like how she played the part.
She's no Sean Young.
She's no Sean Young? No, she's not. I watched the 1984 Dune just in passing, but I do remember that Sean Young played Cheney, and the whole thing with Cheney, what they did with Cheney in these Dune movies, these newest Dune movies, it feels kind of aggravating. And I feel like she also had a hand in that because she wanted her character to be, I think, presented in a different way than she had been, like maybe in the books. And it also feels like it was done for dramatic purpose. Oh, let's create this friction, this love triangle, and more tension and conflict, when that's not at all what was going on in the books. And, it made for this dramatic ending. She goes, she's getting ready to go jump on a sandworm and ride off into the sunset because she's all pissed. Well, whatever. I mean, okay. I mean, you haven't been super eager to watch it, Arturo.
Not true.
So I didn't figure you'd care. Anyway, yes, it did. It definitely changed. That was one of the conversations I did have with Kevin Anderson. He was talking about how the story arc of Cheney and Paul in the books is like it's just she's his rock, and this thing that he does, she supports him all the way through it. And he was talking about like what a tragic tale it was between them and all this, and that and how they just so drastically changed her character for the movie. He wasn't the biggest fan of that. I think he also wasn't a fan of some other stuff, like when it came to the timeline and all that. The timeline stuff didn't bother me too terribly much, to be honest, but I certainly can see why people weren't crazy about what they did with Cheney in the movies. So yeah, that's my she has no future. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that I had heard during the time that they're in the desert in Dune 2 in the books, before the whole thing happens with the princess, that they had a child or children in that timeline. Kevin says no. He said it was a whole other time period that they had kids. Do you know, Simon? I mean, I'm specifically asking.
So what? I was off a little ghoul rabbit hole. What?
What? I thought that I had heard. I thought that I had heard that time period that they're in the desert. So, in the books, when they're in the desert before the thing happens with the princess, because, they've gone and changed a lot with the timeline. But the time that they're in the desert for the bulk of the second movie, that in the books, they had children. But Kevin says, no, it wasn't during that time. It was another time. If I'm correctly repeating.
I think so, yeah. I think that's...
Okay.
I haven't read them since, 30 years.
It was that his sister was already born, right? It was that...
Yeah.
That child was already born. Okay, that might be... that might be where I was getting my wires crossed on that. I've never read the books or anything, so... Yeah, and that's probably why they did a lot of changes with her character in here, was because Zendaya wanted to be like more badass and feisty and angry all the time and whatever, so they did all
what I was distracted by was that Aaron Taylor Johnson is 33. His wife is 57.
Yes. You know what's
I did not know that.
Okay, you know what's really gross about that?
What?
When they got together, he was like 18, and she was in her 30s.
Wait, who are we talking about?
We're talking about the dude who played
Kick-Ass.
Yeah, he played in Bullet Train. He also played in he played in The Fall Guy. Yes, he was.
Oh yeah, I saw that his wife was older than him.
It's really gross. She was like I thought she was 20 or 20 plus years older than him, or close to 20. It's something. It's yeah.
So yeah, like
so you said he's 27?
He's 33.
He's 33.
She's 57. So 24 years.
33, 43, 53. Yeah, 24-year difference.
I think it's kind of the same with the actor from Stranger Things, the older brother. I think he's married to was married to an older woman.
Wait, which? Oh, yeah, the guy who's now with the girl who plays his girlfriend in the show. Yeah, there was something a little wonky. Yeah, I know, but it is. It's disturbing. And so that's all when I think about Aaron Taylor Johnson, all I can think about is this weird dynamic that must exist between him and his wife. It reminds me of that grossness that went on with Mary Kay Letourneau. She was 35 at the time, I think, mid 30s, and she's messing with her like 12, 13-year-old student, and they did end up getting married for a little bit after she got out of jail, like the second time or something, because kept messing with him. And their dynamic was weird. If you look at interviews of them together, it's so cringe, you guys. And also, if you want to see kind of a representation of how cringe, watch May December, which that's a Natalie Portman movie. I did watch it. Wasn't crazy about her in there, but the whole movie itself is just kind of icky when you think about the fact that it's based on it was inspired by / based on loosely based on, not really all that loosely, but based on those events. It's gross. It's just gross to me.
I tend to usually
Yeah, the French
see.
president. Exactly. There's a huge age difference there too. It's y'all, even at 18, yes, you're a legal adult. Your brain is still not fully done cooking,
See, I usually view
right?
like if a man
We
and a
did
woman were
mention
to
him.
get, if a
Sorry.
man and a woman were to get married, usually I usually see it as usually either they're the same age or the male is maybe 1 or 2 years older than the female.
Well, sometimes
That's
there's
how I
more. Sometimes there's more of an age difference, obviously. You
like
know?
that. That's how I usually see it that way. The male's a little older than the female, or they're both the same age. But when one person is very older than the other, that's like okay.
Well, you really start to notice that age difference the older and older they get. You know, it's just I don't know. Ugh. For some people it works, but it's always kind of I don't know. It's always a little bit cringe to me. Yeah. Anyway, those are all mine. Do you guys have any more?
Are you aware of the tennis or Spider-Man tennis soldier pipeline?
No.
Well, this picture speaks 1,000 words.
Okay. What? Oh, yes, I am. I saw someone mention this. I saw someone bring this up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know, a week or plus ago. That's crazy, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yep, that's right. That's funny.
That is funny. What a coincidence.
I'm trying to minimize my screen. Hold on, you guys. Sorry. Okay. Here we go. All right. So that's all I
don't.
have.
I don't. I can't
yeah.
really think of. I'm trying to think. Unless there's some actor from a Marvel movie that I don't really care about. Well, I guess. All right. Well, here's the thing. Jennifer Lawrence. I didn't mind her in Hunger Games, but she's kind of gotten a little iffy.
I almost picked her, but I already had so many, so I decided not to.
Of course, Amber Heard, but that's a given.
Well, that was a given. We already mentioned that. I did not go see Furiosa. Have you seen it, Simon?
Nope. No interest.
Same. Has nothing to do with the actors involved. I'm just not interested in. I did not like Fury Road, and I think I just don't like the world too much. So I had zero.
Oh,
interest.
I think there is one person I don't like at all. Will Smith's wife.
Oh,
Jada
yeah,
Pinkett Smith?
I
Yeah,
forgot
I
about
do not
her.
like her.
Yeah, I don't either.
Do not like her.
Yeah.
Terrible human.
Well, it's just that whole thing.
She just doing that to her husband, cheating on her husband, and I don't know. That whole relationship is just screwy at best. But
it has been for a long time. A lot of people have known it's been a weird. You know what? I almost picked her. I intensely dislike Madonna. I have never
Is she the one that was married to Guy Ritchie?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why
I
do
have-
you not like Madonna?
I have, from the moment I
That made
saw
me
her,
feel so old.
from the moment from the moment I saw her in the 80s,
Yeah.
I did not like her. Like, she was one of those people that I got an instant dislike vibe. And I have never liked her at all. She's very full of herself. She just does not seem like a decent person at all. And so yeah, she's one of them for sure.
Now, do you have any
Um,
voice actors that you don't care about that are technically, well, actors, but they're voice
yeah, Jamie Markey.
actors? Yeah.
Yeah,
He's terrible.
absolutely.
Look,
Jamie
I
Markey.
liked her role in The Soul Eater. She was really good in that, but she is just a terrible person.
No, not Jude Law. Jennifer Lawrence, Dulcimerist. He's being sarcastic.
I used to like Monica Real, but then after all that Vic Mignogna issue, I'm like,
Yeah, same.
no.
Oh, I'm going to tell you something that I found out about Vic this weekend, though.
Oh boy.
Not along those lines. Not along those lines. But here, so you know how Vic is, and this has nothing to do with the theme. This is just, we're kind of like going off in discussion now. But you know the Star Trek Continues?
Yeah, that
Okay.
whole thing he was doing.
Okay. And remember how he talked about how they built the set?
Yeah.
Okay. So I met someone at the convention this
That
weekend
bit helped him with that set.
that actually was involved in building the set and working on that before Vic ever even came into the picture.
Really?
But Vic claims it was something that he and his group did, and that's not the case,
Ooh.
according to this guy. And he has pictures to show like all the stuff that they had worked on before, he came in and they did their thing with the Star Trek Continues.
Unless did Vic buy it out?
I don't know because I didn't get into those specifics, but yeah, that guy friended me on Facebook and he gave me his card, and I can't
I would
remember
ask him for a little more detail because I'm curious now. Like, were they like why was
he indicated that
it?
they were not very pleased about how that went down, how he kind of presented it as being something that he and his group had done, and that wasn't quite accurate according to this guy. Sorry, hold on. I won't ignore your comment. Hold on. You said Jennifer Lawrence burked off. I know, but that was such a cringe thing for her to say. And people tried to make excuses. Oh, well, she really meant... No, when you watch her, she actually does legit make it seem like she was the first action star or what the hell ever. And it was like, okay, maybe you worded it really funky, but that's what you said. And that was...
So is Jamie Markey the only voice actress that you just do not like?
Well, Monica.
Yeah, but like I guess Jamie's just the only one that's like she's
not. Who's that guy? Who's
what
that guy? Who's the one who did Armstrong in Full Metal?
Chris Sabat.
Chris Sabat.
Chris Sabat.
Yeah. Not too crazy about him, but I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, like I mean, I liked his acting in like Full Metal and stuff, but after that whole shenanigans, yeah.
Yeah.
Him and the guy that does Goku too.
I don't think I know who that is. Rob Schneider has been mentioned in the comments. He wasn't on our list. Same with Jared Leto. He has also been mentioned in the comments, but not on our list.
If I could say people that are running things that are I mean, I could go back with Kathleen Kennedy or maybe Bob Iger.
Well, that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing.
Okay, so with this quick fire round, rate them out of 10. These are people who were born today.
People who were born, like today is their birthday?
Today's their birthday, yeah.
This is June 3rd, okay.
Angelina Jolie.
Sliding scale with her. So this is weird. And I can't be quick. Because initially with Angelina, I was like a 1 or 2 because I really didn't like her. Yeah. Then she came up to like a 7 or 8 because she grew on me. And now this whole thing with Brad Pitt, and now she's back down to like 3, 4, 2. just because of the
Oh,
stuff
really?
that's going on with Brad Pitt. Yeah, it seems really.
What does she do
I haven't followed
again?
that.
Say what, Simon?
I haven't followed that, so
Yeah, neither have I. Like, I heard that the whole thing with her and Brad Pitt, but like, what happened?
It's
She
getting
said
really.
he was abusive or something.
He. It seemed like he had an issue with alcohol or whatever, but it also seems like she is exaggerating or not
Mhm.
being very truthful about certain events and turning the kids against him, stuff like that.
Oh,
So it feels like like he's kind of being pretty quiet about it all, and she's kind of going on the warpath and being, you know what I mean, divisive and kind of causing trouble. Not
well, that's a shame
given,
because
yeah,
she was
I know.
growing on me as well. Especially, I liked her with that Denzel Washington movie.
Uh, oh,
Where she was a cop.
the bone.
Yeah,
Oh shoot,
collector.
yeah, the Bone Collector. I listened to that book. It was good. It was a series of books. Johnny Depp showed in his trial that a number of actors get rolled. Well, of course, that's that's true not just in the world of acting, but in
Harvey
almost anything.
Weinstein.
You know, I mean, it's just
Like how he would give specific people a position if they did something really gross for him.
well, yeah, but that's I don't I
That's
don't
part of that bubble, though.
right, but I don't think that's what he was referring to. He was just referring to in general, and it happens everywhere. It
Well, yeah, but
happens
like
in any
the
sort of
disgusting part
industry.
about that is what all that was.
Yeah.
You know, that's Hollywood for you.
Her issue with knives was okay. I don't.
What are you referring to?
Do you know what he's referring to? I'm sorry, Carl. I'm
Knives
not. Let
Out?
me go. Hold on. Let me go back. Maybe I missed something. I'm sorry, Carl. I'm not sure what you mean with that. Maybe he'll elaborate. But,
okay. So Angelina is 49.
Yeah.
At 68, we have Keith David.
Was Keith David? He was in. Nope.
The
right?
Thing.
But wasn't he also in Nope? He was
Can't
the
remember.
father.
I think so.
Wait. Who did he play in The Thing? Was he the one with the roller
Was
He
he
was
the one that
Childs.
lived?
He was, yeah, one of the two
Wait.
survivors.
Okay, so Keith
Oh,
David.
that guy.
Like an 8, 7 to 8, 7.5 to 8.
And yes, he was in Nope.
He the one like cut me loose, damn it!
Hmm.
Come on, get me out of here! Cut me loose, damn it!
I'm not a fan of Jessica Chastain, personally.
28 years old, Maria Bakalova.
I don't.
Maria Bakalova.
She was in God, what's it called? Borat 2.
I have not seen Borat.
You haven't?
No. What else
At
has
all?
she
Any
been
of
in?
them?
No, none of them because they don't interest me. I did not know that.
You
Carl.
have to watch
I didn't
it.
know this. No, it doesn't
You know,
look
the-
like my thing, Simon.
The only thing that's coming up to 80 years is June 6th.
I know that's D-Day, but we're talking about June 3rd.
That's the only thing that pops to mind right now. And you never did a reaction to that Saving Private Ryan scene.
Actors that you don't like in the anime realm. We kind of talked about that just a
Jamie
bit ago
Markey,
when we were talking about voice
Monica
actors. Jamie
Rial,
Markey, Monica Rial,
Chris Sabat.
Chris Sabat.
Here's the thing, though. Like with Monica Rial, there's some roles like Soul Eater. Okay, it's kind of the same thing with Jamie Markey. In Soul Eater, they were really good. Now, though, I don't care for them. But Jamie Markey, like, if you saw that video floating around, I got a vagina.
Oh yeah, that is. Okay.
Look at that face. Look at that face.
I don't feel like Brad Pitt, unless it's something outside of the movie. I don't feel like Brad Pitt himself disrespected.
I don't think Brad Pitt. No, I
Bruce
heard when the
Lee.
whole Quentin Tarantino thing in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he didn't want to do that scene where he beat up Bruce Lee because Brad Pitt was friends with Bruce Lee's son. From
Oh,
what
they
I
were friends.
Yeah,
Really?
I heard Brad Pitt. I mean, this is
I
what this
didn't
guy
know
said on
that.
YouTube, but he said Brad Pitt didn't want to do that scene because he feel like it would be disrespectful towards
Yeah.
Bruce Lee's son.
So speaking of Bruce Lee's son, before I went out of town for the con that I went to, I saw The Crow. Not for the first time. I've seen it before, but I saw it for the first time on the big screen. And
Cool.
it actually to me it makes that movie even better. Watching it
Really?
on the big
Mhm.
Yeah, to me it does. I always like The Crow. I'm not super crazy about The Crow. I like it, but I like it more.
It's such a
Seeing it
family movie.
on the big screen, some of the shots in there were so cinematic, and just like the way, like there's like that scene where he's like dealing with the fact that he's come back to life. He's still remembering his loss. And at one point, he hangs on the window and like bursts out through the window and then kind of twists around and comes back inside and lands down. Like the way that whole thing was shot was so well done. It was just so beautiful the way the way it was presented on the screen. And some of the shots looked like, well, they were pretty much lifted straight from the comic book. It was really
Yeah.
it was really good. It just
And wouldn't you say your mom really loved that movie?
well, she didn't go with me.
No,
What are you
no,
talking
no.
about?
We were watching it when we were doing the
Oh
90s.
yeah, when we were doing the 90s, yeah. But
Like,
it
geez, that was such a family movie,
it's
right?
such a
With all those
family-friendly movie.
needles poking out, and she
So
was like,
much
she looked
death.
at us like,
She does not
"Why do
approve
you
sometimes
like this sort
of the
movie?"
stuff we watch. But it
Such a family movie.
it was actually pretty sad. I felt sad the whole time I was watching it because just knowing what happened.
Many of those shots were likely Chad Stahelski,
Might have been the double. Like
who
I figure
went on to
anytime.
direct John Wick.
Oh, did he? Okay, interesting. I figured that anytime you're not actually seeing his face, it's
Yeah.
probably somebody else. But whoever it was very, very beautifully shot.
That scene was an abomination.
Not
think
really.
she-
Kung Fu fucking sucks.
Okay, what's you're
He's talking about
you
when Brad
when
Pitt's
Bruce
character.
Lee got beat up. Yeah,
So here's the thing. I view it in two ways. I don't know much about Bruce Lee. And yeah, like if you get that Brad Pitt didn't want to do it, but Quentin Tarantino wanted him to do it, and it's like, okay, probably pushing boundaries, but I still like that movie.
Oh, I liked it too. I didn't necessarily. I don't know. A lot of people.
A lot of people
lot-
say that Bruce Lee actually knew a lot of Ollie's kung fu stuff, and from what I heard, he like even the stunt people couldn't keep up with him because of.
I've also heard he was more performance kung fu and could not necessarily a fighter. So I don't know. Like it was mostly cosmetic-ish, not necessarily.
So that's the thing.
Behind
Is
it
it
as
like
far
just
as being
fan-
able
like,
to have
Are
combat.
people just fantasizing over that he was
don't
able to do
know.
all these things, or what?
It
'cause like
was-
With the dawn of MMA, what we see is that Kung Fu artists always get their ass kicked.
was there a kung fu artist that's been in MMA that got their ass kicked?
I
I
can't
don't
think of anyone
know.
off the top of my head, but yeah, a lot of them. Kung Fu looks very beautiful, but as far as effectiveness, it's not very good.
He was
yeah,
saying here they were. Wait, I was trying to read
Oh,
that.
I'm sorry.
They were trying to show Brad as a tough stunt guy, and honestly, Bruce Lee has many reports of destroying stunt guys. Even Bolo Young said he couldn't beat Bruce one-on-one, and he tried. So yeah, like, see, that's
I
the
don't
thing.
know.
I get mixed things with that.
Wait, hold on. You only know English-speaking voice actors from Full Metal
Full
Alchemist,
Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I'm mostly
Okay.
watching Japanese.
I typically try to watch English. I
The
don't
only
like
downside
watching
is,
subtitles.
no one except Tarantino and Jen LaBelle has said anything about Bruce intimidating stunt people.
Bruce would never speak bad against Muhammad Ali. He loved Ali.
That scene was an abomination.
A lot of times tried to defuse the situation, but eventually it was reported Lee just had to make examples so they could get on with filming. Lee's hands down. Yeah, a whole lot. Definitely some fans of Bruce Lee here. I feel kind of I don't really care one way or the other.
Well, like I said, I don't know much about Bruce Lee.
Oh, another sad thing about like when Brandon Lee died that very same year, a movie came out about Bruce Lee.
Oh,
I think it was called The Dragon, which is kind of that was sad. You know, oh, jeez, the whole thing is sad.
I can't remember if it was Enter the Dragon or Game of Death, but it was the only time a star's corpse has been on film.
Wait, what?
They showed
talking
footage from his funeral, so it was the only time in the history of film that a star's corpse has been part of the movie.
And this was in Enter the Dragon?
Can't remember if it was
Or
Enter the
one of
Dragon or
the
Game
other
of
ones.
Death, but one of them.
Oh, wow, I did not know that. That's interesting. That's really eerie. Really?
Yeah, Game of Death. At one point in the movie, real footage of Lee's corpse in his open-top casket is used to show the character Billy Lowe faking his death.
Ugh, that's eerie. Was it a live stream I was on with you? One of my own live streams, or like a guest where I was a guest on another live stream where I was talking about his suspected cause of death?
I can't remember.
So I'd been listening to an episode of Conspiracy Theories.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was another one.
It was another one. Okay, I'd been
Midnight Guy.
listening to I'd recently listened to an episode of Conspiracy Theory because there were conspiracies about his death, you know, like how could this young man pass away? Was it like a curse? Was it whatever? There was all these suspicions going on, and they had said, well, it was like a cerebral hemorrhage or something like that, and it was an allergic reaction to this medication that his mistress gave him for like a headache or whatever. But it doesn't seem to me at all that it had anything to do with that. It seems like, well, they mentioned something about Bruce Lee that I already knew, but I had never connected it with it being a possible factor in his death. And one of those things was that he had his sweat glands removed under his armpits because he felt like it didn't look good to be sweating. Well, the problem with that is your sweat glands are important. They cool your body down. And because he had them removed, he would overheat. And there was one point he was doing ADR in the studio for one of his movies. I don't remember if it was Enter the Dragon or if it was this last one he was working on. And he like overheated and he passed out or something. I think they took him to the hospital. And yes. Let's see. That was a claim by, yeah. And they couldn't figure out why this thing had happened to him. And then when he died, I can't remember what he was doing that day or whatever. It happened again where he'd gotten too hot or whatever, and it was hurting his head, and he was at his mistress's house, and she gave him something for whatever he was feeling, and then he died in the bed. And they kept it really quiet that he was even had a mistress, because that wouldn't look good, that he'd been, unfaithful, on his wife or whatever. And then they tried to say, well, it was this medicine, but he'd taken this medicine before and he'd never had this reaction. And so throughout the course of this episode, they were talking about the effects that not having sweat glands or not being able to properly cool down, the effects it can have on your body, which pretty much mirrors what happened to him.
I did see, that's the one thing the one thing I didn't know about Bruce Lee is how he died.
Yeah, it was very unexpected. He was young. He was in his 30s, I think.
But it's because he removed his Like,
Well,
why did he not
I don't think they
know?
have
Did he not?
conclusively proven. No, I don't know. I don't think they.
He did not know.
I
Wait,
don't think he
no. Did
knew.
Bruce Lee
No.
not know that removing that would cause overheating
Well,
of the body?
obviously he didn't, or he probably wouldn't have done that. I mean, hopefully he wouldn't have. But Mama has trouble sweating. She had a heat
Well, yeah,
stroke
but
in the
that's an
army.
issue. That's an issue
Yeah,
with
but
her. But
that's the point I'm trying to make is
So does Prince Andrew.
Okay, what's the joke here that I'm missing?
Oh, it was with the whole Epstein thing. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he said he doesn't have sweat glands.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Doesn't have them, or they were removed, or they just don't work.
they just don't work, so he can't sweat. It was something about him being sweaty. He was accused of being sweaty when. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah,
Well, I guess that's a similar issue that my mom has. She only sweats like on her upper lip or whatever. So she had a heat stroke when she was in the army. So how do they remove it? I have no idea, but they can remove them, and they apparently did to him. I knew this already. I'd heard this before already about the removal of the sweat glands, but not the connection that might have had in his death. And to me, that makes the most sense. So.
if only he'd walked around going.
oh my
Panting
gosh,
like a dog, Simon. He was at his yeah, sure. He had actually been doing. There was something he had been doing, not necessarily that. There's something that they said it in the episodes. Something that he'd been doing, and he did get overheated that particular day that he died. And it was like it was too much. And so, anyways, it was sad because he was so young, and his son was so young.
oh
And
yeah, goodness.
It was really sad when I think if I remember correctly, I think Brandon Lee also died on March 31st, 2 years to the day before Selena was killed.
94.
He died in 93.
Oh yeah, 93,
She
and
died
then
in
she
90
March
died
31st.
Yep, same day, not same exact date, but same day as Selena. And then that same year, The Dragon came out. Yes, Jason, what's his name? Was it Jason? Someone mentioned it. Jason Lee or Jason Scott Lee, something. And
Yeah, I think it was Jason Scott Lee.
Jason Scott Lee, he played in the movie, and Jim Carrey's wife, or the chick who played in Dumb and Dumber, she played Bruce Lee's wife in there. And I remember the score from that movie. I really liked the score. And then in the 94 Winter Olympics, I think his name was Paul Wiley. He won the silver medal, and his long program was he skated to the score from
that
part of
movie.
the score from The Dragon. Yeah, it's beautiful. I really liked that. I thought he died from drinking too much water. Not sure about that.
I know drinking a lot of
heard
water
that.
actually drowns you.
So
Some woman actually did it for a contest to get a Wii for her kid, and she died.
Yeah, she did. I remember that.
Of all the
What?
consoles.
What?
Of all the consoles.
Yeah, hold your Wii for a Wii. It was something.
Yeah.
It was some stupid. Yeah, and
It was a
and the
stupid
lady,
contest, and that no one did. Like
And
she
she died.
ended up killing herself.
Yep.
She was doing it for her kids.
Yes, Lauren Holly. It was Lauren Holly. What are we
I was
looking at
looking
here?
this.
Oh, okay.
And then
Yeah, I knew the hashish. I don't think the hashish had anything to do with it, though. Yeah, definitely hot in Hong Kong at the time.
Bruce Lee was from Hong Kong, right?
I think so.
And Jackie Chan's from what, Thailand?
No.
Or is he from Hong
Is
Kong?
he from Hong Kong or from China? I thought he was from Hong Kong.
I think isn't Jackie Chan more of the kung fu or see, I get confused. Like there's kung fu and then there's some other fighting style.
Oh, there's different
Karate.
types. Or
Think karate?
mm-hmm.
Is Jackie Chan more like kung
It's
fu
Hong
or
Kong.
Hong Kong. Okay.
Is it? Does he do karate or kung fu?
He was Chinese opera. Probably Kung fu.
Someone says Jackie Chan is Peking opera trained.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan is Mr. Everything.
I don't like Jackie Chan, to be honest.
I like to. I used to watch a lot of his movies from like long time ago, like Police Story. I really enjoyed that. That was a good
I
movie.
just,
And other
I don't know,
stuff.
he just seems like a cool dude. And of course, I liked him in Rush Hour.
Well, a lot of people liked him in Rush Hour. What do we?
And then, of course, the actor that
Oh,
was in
it's a
there with
bio.
him. It was funny.
Mhm.
Peking opera is a performance art incorporating singing, reciting, acting, martial arts.
There was this Instagram thing going around of, I think, the third Rush Hour movie. And the black guy was talking to, like, I guess they were in some sort of kung fu or karate training room, and he's talking to this guy. He's like, I'm talking to you, and the guy's like, I am you. He's like, no, I'm talking to you. I
Oh,
said,
'cause he
yes,
was
and
getting-
I am you.
That reminds me of the whole "Who's on First."
Oh,
that
yeah,
routine.
yeah.
Yeah, Chris Tucker. He was Chris Tucker. Yeah, dude also in Fifth Element. Yeah, that's hard to believe.
He's so funny.
Jeez.
Wow. Jackie Chan's still kicking, but man, he must have a lot of arthritis for breaking his bones.
He has hurt himself a lot, and it's a miracle he hasn't actually killed himself filming a film, because some of the stuff he's done.
Well, that's why he's such a badass.
I think he hasn't even like broken his back and all that. He's just crazy.
Yeah.
He's hurt himself so many times. He has a hole in his head.
What? Really? Does he really have a hole?
He probably does. I know he's hurt himself a lot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he is a fun
And it's
actor.
all-
He was one of my favorite parts about Fifth Element was his performance in there.
Then there was like that one movie where he's like all like journey all over the world or something.
Oh, Around the World in 80 Days. Right? Yeah.
I mean, we all have holes in our head.
Yeah, we do.
Like what types?
Okay, well, I guess we're kind of done with the immediate discussion. So probably
You're
gonna
just
go ahead and
babbling at this
start
point.
wrapping this up. Oh, hold on. Let me share whatever Simon's got up here. What is this? Oh,
Jackie Chan stunts
I don't
going
wanna-
wrong. Oh no.
I don't like to see when people get hurt. Oh.
Ooh. Oh. Oh.
Ooh.
Gosh.
Oh, he is so lucky he has not severely, permanently injured himself.
Isn't he like Tom Cruise in a sense? He does all his
Yeah.
stunts.
Well, Jackie Chan actually does stunts. Tom Cruise,
Tom Cruise,
he like
Doesn't-
he does very
not to
safe
this
stunts.
degree. And Jackie Chan hasn't died. That might be how he's going to. Maybe he stopped doing all this mess.
I think he might have stopped doing it. Oh my god. Look at the...
Jeez, I cannot stand watching.
Oh, oh.
Oh gosh. Oh my goodness, this guy.
But he's doing it for the acting.
Well, that one was a funny blooper there.
Yeah. Oh, he think he hurt his leg when he landed on that.
Oh, right in the throat.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ah.
Poor guy. Oh.
Are these like Hong Kong movies? Ooh.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, at the end of almost every movie, they show all the stunts that went wrong. Doesn't necessarily mean he hurts himself badly, but
Yeah, but some of them are kind of
Yeah.
comedic. Yeah.
Oh, I think I remember like someone talking about that where he goes down the electric stuff.
Legend of Drunken Master is really good. My brother really likes The Foreigner as well.
Oh, he was in that reboot of Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The skin to his hands were gone. Wow, he burned his hands off in that electrical.
Oh.
No.
Uh-oh.
That wasn't him. I think that was somebody else, it looked like.
That was other, yeah.
Oh, goodness, this guy.
Ooh.
No pain, no gain. Oh, that was Michelle. Michelle Yeoh? Was that her?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh. Ooh.
Jeez.
I mean, Police Story, yeah.
She was in Police Story. I had forgotten that she was in that. He went into a coma. Oh. The tree stunt. Goes back again. What's he doing?
Oh.
What? Ugh.
Ooh. Hurt himself again just doing that.
He's always hurting himself. It's kind of like it's a well-known thing
it's like
about
his-
him.
Yeah.
Aw.
No, got it, baby.
Inventor of parkour. Oh, that
Speaking
was
of which, you watched
painful.
The Fall Guy tonight.
Oh, you did. What did you think about it?
It was.
Okay,
I
you
didn't
weren't
connect with
crazy.
it, but I could see why people would like it.
It was fun,
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
was
fun.
enjoyable.
It's
Definitely
got
not
Emily Blunt.
best movie ever, but I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
You didn't see it on the big screen, did you?
No.
Okay. It's
No.
it's
No.
obviously it's better watching it on the big screen.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, well, sorry you didn't have as much fun with it as other people did. It was prolonged, in my opinion. So, what else are you planning to watch shortly?
First Omen.
Okay, First Omen.
Boy Kills World.
Okay, that one's fun. That one was fun. I had some issues with stuff at the end, but it was
And
fun.
The Boys Season 4.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's coming out really soon, and I'm still
A
on
week
Gen V.
and 2 days, yeah.
Oh shoot, I'm only on episode
I'm so
2 of
behind
Gen
on
V.
that show.
I'm not connecting with Gen V as much as I am The Boys.
Did you
but
find that what's his name? His son looks like him in certain lights? They're just like little.
Okay, so I feel like now I've seen him in other movies.
Yeah.
I watched him in
But I
a
find
movie.
it just at certain angles, under certain lights, you just see Arnold.
You know what I feel like? Who I feel like he looks like? I feel like he looks like his mother. Maybe sometimes around the mouth. Maybe his dad, but I feel like he looks mostly like Maria. He's got the Shriver look, more so than the Schwarzenegger look. I feel like. Does he show up again at all, or is that?
Without spoiling.
Because I finished the first episode, and
Yeah.
I'm into the second one.
Flashbacks.
Okay. All right. Carl, I got offered to screener from Disney to watch the first 4 episodes, and I had absolutely zero interest in it, so I have not watched
I
it.
think everybody has lost their interest in Disney
The
Star
trailers
Wars.
just looked
They-
terrible. So, and then of course the reaction of the studio or whoever's involved in it when people reacted to the awfulness of the trailer. So that's a turnoff. I just wasn't. I'm probably not gonna watch it.
Speaking about fans not liking, I'm hearing people complain a lot about the Silent Hill 2 remake, like the trailer for it, the recent one.
I haven't
Some
heard
people say it
anything.
doesn't look like it's going to follow the lore like how it originally did in 2001. They changed
Yeah, her.
2 of the characters.
No interest really in watching whatever she does.
Wait, what? Who is that? Leslie Headlands?
Yeah, she's the girl who's involved in the writing for the Acolyte.
Yeah, she was
She was the
his assistant. What do you
yes,
call it?
Harvey
Weinstein's-
Weinstein's assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah, she seems she seems ridiculous.
so
Do you have any interest in Longlegs?
yes, actually, I am. It
Who
looks
here in the
ki-
comment section is going to play the new Silent
I-
Hill remake?
Oh, here we go, Archer. You're pivoting to games.
Yes.
I was hoping that was going to be one of the mystery movies, but it hasn't been yet.
Because-
When's it supposed to come out?
12th of July.
Then I wonder if it might be the mystery movie June 17th, because there is a mystery movie coming out that day, and we'll of course be doing our discussion about it. So,
And did you see that a Sacrifice trailer?
no, I don't think so.
June 28th.
Enigma. Now that might be Simon. Is that Simon or is it Archer?
That is Simon. I'm not.
Look at me.
using-
That one is
Why?
Simon
Why
that
is
time.
everybody pointing at me? That hurts my feelings.
Because
I'm
you
triggered,
started off
I'm triggered.
you started off assaulting the keyboard during the show. What's that one about?
So it stars Sylvia Hoeks. It was Joy in, or not Joy, Love in Blade Runner 2049,
Oh, I don't remember her face. I saw
along
that
with
one.
Sadie Sink and Eric Bana.
Okay.
American
Okay,
social
I've heard of it.
psychologist Ben Monroe investigates a local cult connected to a disturbing event, while his daughter becomes embroiled with a mystery local boy.
Yeah, I do. I have heard of this, and I am automatically interested. So yeah, that's definitely one of the ones I'm going to keep my eye open for. I also plan to watch Shogun at some point.
It was good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. So
Yes, it's bad for sure, but the hate train on Star Wars ain't
a
great
lot
either,
of the
just,
so
well, okay, so here's the
I'll be
thing.
right back.
okay.
I see, like, this is the thing. This is coming back around to the remake of Silent Hill 2. This is kind of the same thing I'm seeing right now. So for the remake, big fans of that game, of the original, are bashing on it because they've changed like maybe a few things from it. And then on the other hand, I'm seeing people that actually think it's going to be pretty good. Now, I'm hearing things about the DEI. Has anybody heard about the DEI? I heard that that's kind of like the
Silent
like
Hill.
yeah. Apparently, hit detection, which is like another version of Sweet Baby Inc., is somehow involved. So it's kind of starting to turn people off a little bit.
I hadn't
because
heard. I hadn't heard anything because I don't really follow the gaming
Yeah,
stuff
but
too much. So
but what he's saying is kind of like I kind of get it. Like there's people that some people that really hate what did like I guess overreaction. Now, personally, I don't care about Disney Star Wars. I can just go back to the the prequels and the originals, because here's the thing: even when people hated the prequels, Star Wars had it was relevant, even at that time. I remember back in 06, it was still relevant. 07, still relevant. 08, 09, all that, still relevant.
yeah.
But now when Disney came and, got Star Wars, now it doesn't feel relevant anymore. But it's
so
when you take a product like that and then you try. Okay, but here's the thing: I do agree that big fans can get a little too out of hand. Like I'm saying right now about the Silent Hill 2 remake. I can agree. Like if there's like a bit of Sweet Baby Inc. mixed in, like I don't like that, but some fans of it are going like way over the top about. It's like, well, I'm still gonna get it because I want to see how it is, and it looks kind of interesting. So personally, I would say, if they were able to put out one good Star Wars movie or something, I could give them credit, like Rogue One. I like that. And then you say Andor is really good.
Andor
At least give them
is
credit.
probably the best of the Star Wars shows that I've seen. I did see the first season of The Mandalorian and I enjoyed that. And I have,
Yeah.
from what I've heard, Mandalorian has just fallen off.
Yeah, I
So
think
I
after
have
season
no
2.
interest. I have no interest in it. Ahsoka sounds like a huge disappointment.
Which is a
And
shame because Rosie O'Dawson looks
Right.
like Ahsoka.
she was a perfect casting for that, but I have no interest in that. I have no
That's the
interest in the
first time they brought
Acolyte.
zombies, though.
I am interested in season 2 of Andor whenever that comes out.
Yeah.
But in general, Disney just has not done a good job with this franchise, just like what they're doing with the Marvel stuff. Unfortunately, it's just
That's why
maybe
I'm like,
here and there you're going to have some that's going to be decent. But
yeah.
I
But
do
that's
agree
why I
though
say-
with what Putin's cat said about a lot of the hate about it is done. Yeah, I mean because it generates attention.
It's just
But-
it is kind of getting tiring now. That's why
Yeah,
the
I
whole
know.
thing with Silent Hill, I'm like, okay, I get
know.
it, but I'm still gonna get it because I want to
Yep.
because it looks interesting. It's the second Silent Hill game was my favorite of the series, and I want to see how how it's done in a modern console. So I
Oh,
just
maybe
say,
you'll like it. Maybe maybe
maybe I like it.
Okay, so here's the problem. Sometimes people do have a very knee-jerk reaction to anything that sniffs of wokeism
That's what
or
happened
whatever,
with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
and it
I
wasn't.
was hearing that, but I still knew I wanted to get it. And then after that, this one YouTuber, him, but he was complaining about the whole stuff and censorship and stuff. But then like a few videos later, he got the game and he said it wasn't bad. So it's like, well,
Yeah.
that's why I'm
Oh,
kind
well.
of like at this point, like, well,
Um,
okay, look, I get Star Wars is dead.
I
Just go
wanted
back
to
Go back to the prequels and
I wanted
original.
to address something though before I forget, Arturo.
No, you will
um,
not. Goodbye.
Wait a second, because I missed some comments. Putin's cat was asking, what should he be watching? Give him something good. He said something about, I hear what not to watch, what is on. We've talked about Shogun. The Boys season 4 is coming out. And then Enigma says he started watching Eric. Have you seen that yet, Simon?
Sarah's muted. No, I haven't.
Just waiting expectantly. Okay, so Eric is I mean I would kind of recommend that. It's kind of heavy, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
Can I recommend a
Um,
show
Yeah. What is
like
it?
for people that Spy Family?
Oh, anime stuff. Yeah. I'm
You
trying to
can
think
see
of
my
other
review
stuff.
for it. I have it up on my channel.
What else have I seen?
Oh, House of the Dragon's coming out in a few days as well.
House of the Dragon.
Oh well, Sin
eh.
doesn't
Mhm.
care about that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make that mistake again.
Oh, but the damage is done though, isn't it? Because it's a prequel to that.
It is, but I don't think those
Yeah, but
guys are
like this-
involved in it,
No.
No.
right? Yeah.
They did Three Body Problem.
Yes, they did, and I'm still watching that. I'm not done with that yet. That was another thing I was going to bring up. There was, I'm just trying. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm
Watch
trying
the
to
movie
remember-
called Donnie Darko. I'm working on my review
Don-
for it right
So-
now.
I'm trying to remember things that I've recently watched. Some of the
Donnie
stuff I'm
Darko?
blanking on, but anything that's been like any sort of review that's been up on my channel within the past, few weeks has been the most recent stuff. But Donnie Darko's old. A lot of people probably haven't seen it, have already seen it. So
Well, they could go watch my Michael Myers meets other Michael Myers.
I
and
haven't
another
watched that yet.
other con with other Michael Myers with a big tall Michael Myers that another Michael Myers has to look up because he's taller than the other Michael Myers. So all Michael Myers come into Sin's nightmare.
Yeah, you know what? You know what?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
The
hold
DI.
on. Speaking of Michael Myers, my first night at the con, I did have a Michael Myers nightmare. That's
Oh,
been
see,
that
he
was
followed you all.
that was my
way
latest
there.
one. I woke up and I was like, okay, where am I? Because I just had this nightmare about Michael Myers.
Oh, you
Stupid.
should have brought the mask.
No. Yeah. Yeah, Eric
No.
with Benedict Cumberbatch in it. It's it's good. It's just it's I don't know. It's different for sure. Let's see. Slow motion. It is slow motion. It's a slow burn. I liked it though. Maybe Carl.
No.
I don't know. I don't really hold out hope, but
Here's
you know,
what I
if
would
they actually
say.
do make one,
Yeah. Here's
I would
what
be
I
happy about
say.
that.
I would say if they were smart, don't count the sequel trilogy. Throw the one like they should kind of go back to the Legend books or the Legend comics. Those were really like if you wanted representation, there was already representation in those comics. I remember there was all these female Jedis with the male. It's like there was already representation. Like what is Kathleen Kennedy complaining about? What are the writers there complaining
Trying
about? There
to
was
I
already
don't
these
know.
cool female Jedis in the comics. Like I remember one. I remember looking at one. I didn't like read it, but I liked the art style in it. But it had to do with like in the Clone Wars, they were in this like rainy planet fighting off the Separatists, and there was all these like female and male Jedi's. One female Jedi had like these two like lightsabers, and at the very end, she ended up getting killed, unfortunately, but she killed the guy with two lightsabers through his chest area.
There's plenty of
Like,
source
what a way to
material
go! I mean,
that
that
they
was
have that they
badass,
could
but
draw
like,
on,
it's like
but
you
for whatever
tossed
reason,
all
they're just making their own. It's like someone mentioned they don't really care about story, so that's why it's
it's
suffering.
about product that
I
they make money
agree
on.
with Chris. The Gentleman series is really good.
I want to watch that actually.
Simon, what did you? It's good. You'll like it, Arturo. What did you think about this new Shogun compared to the '80s one?
I can't really remember the 80s one,
Okay.
but I think I preferred this one,
Howdy, everybody.
just in terms of authenticity.
Authenticity.
Yeah.
Yes, it's an R.
It's very horny.
The Boys is a satire,
Yes,
basically.
Wouldn't you
Yeah.
say it's horny?
The Boys.
The the show.
It's shocking.
Yeah, there's a lot
It's
of
got a lot of horniness in it.
Mhm.
there's a lot of
My friend
R-rated
DJ
stuff.
was kind of like about it because it was too horny.
I saw the first episode of Gen V. The little tiny girl.
Mhm.
Oh boy, this is not good.
Yep.
Okay, just go through these. We're trying to keep Simon up till the wee. Yeah, well, he is up till the wee hours of the morning because it's already morning for
2
him.
a.m. here.
Oh my gosh.
Mystery Men. I don't think I've seen Mystery Men. I had a Michael Myers nightmare.
Well, because
scared
see, we
me.
went to a con where there was a Michael
Well, I
Myers.
don't know.
with
I
two
don't
other
know if
Michael
that's why.
Myers, and then there was
Maybe
another Michael Myers that was taller than
that
the other.
might be
Michael
what
Myers.
triggered it. I have no
So
idea.
the other Michael Myers had to look up to the other big Michael Myers.
As far as movies go, if you haven't watched them, watch Abigail and Godzilla -1.
Yes, Abigail is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Godzilla -1 is now on Netflix. Finally, you
Mhm.
guys, if you haven't seen it, it won't be the same experience as the big screen, but that is a fun movie. And I'm not
Yeah, it
into
is
kaiju
gorgeous.
stuff. I'm not into big monster stuff, but I absolutely love the heck out of Godzilla
Yeah,
-1.
and yet the producers destroy what could have been.
What?
Apparently, Spielberg was a little bit obsessed with it. Watched it 3 times in this theater.
Yeah, the director met him too.
Yeah, they have
Mhm.
pictures taken.
And then the
together, so that's
director's
kinda
like,
cool.
I met God.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, because he's created all these great movies.
Hold on. I'm trying to go through all these comments before I try to
prefer
wrap it
comics
up
to be
again.
comics and
I've already
realism to
tried
be
to
real.
wrap this stream up.
No, let's keep going.
No.
No,
Arturo,
going.
I'm tired.
Nah.
I have not slept
Drink
very
another
much.
fourth cup of coffee.
No, I'm done with the coffee for today. The Boys started off as fun. Okay, so the thing about The Boys is I see where you're coming from. I'm getting a little tired of Homelander and the whole constant attempt to kill him, and I just wish he'd just be killed and it it'd be wrapped up already. I do still enjoy it, but it's feeling a bit repetitive.
I
In some
haven't
ways.
finished season 2. I kind of lost my interest in it after a while.
Mystery Men, I get Mystery Men confused with Galaxy Quest. I don't know why. What? No, you didn't.
See, and I try to put myself in her position. Like, if I was on a panel, how would I really react in front of all these people that are here attending?
Well, it helped that it was like this con wasn't big, so it wasn't like there were
A bunch of
hundreds
people.
or like fortunately it's a small con, so the panels feel a little bit more intimate, like I don't know, like it's a little easier to converse because you don't have to worry about standing in front of so many people.
Yeah. -1 is a go. Yes, it is.
Yeah. For all
For
its
all its
problems,
problems, for all its honors.
watching, yeah, Heroes was good. Yeah, that first season of Heroes was some of the best TV, and then season 2 just crashed and burned, and I never finished. I never finished watching. So, yeah, that was a disappointment. Okay, I'm definitely
Another
wrapping.
movie, another recommendation. Sorry.
Okay, well, I'm definitely Okay, go ahead.
I'm the tentative recommendation depends on your taste, but Late Night with the Devil. I watched that recently. It was really good.
Agreed.
Hmm.
Agreed.
But
That
it's very 70s.
Yes,
and very
on purpose.
and paced very 70s.
On purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It does look like something. It reminded me of how the Holdovers. It had that set, like the Holdovers. When you watch the Holdovers, it feels like it was made in the 70s.
Yeah.
Very similar feel with to Late Night with the Devil. It's like an hour and a half. It's a very short watch. It's not anything super flashy, but it's to me, it was very effectively done, very effectively creepy. And it just, once again, you don't have to, it doesn't take a lot to make something really good. Like, you don't need all this splashy effects and all this stuff.
Yeah. The most effective thing for me was the girl.
Right? She was creepy.
Yeah.
Just her look, like when she came out on the stage, just even her body language.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you saw how she walked out, and then how she would always say his name when she was talking.
For me, it was
to
the
him.
breaking the fourth wall thing.
At what moment did she break the fourth wall? Well, maybe don't. Do you want to?
Oh yeah,
if you look at my camera, then you might sort of understand what I'm talking about. But that's what I mean by breaking the fourth wall.
When she looked
at the fucking camera.
Yeah, when she looked at the camera. Yeah, it was good, you guys. I know some people feel like the ending kind of, but I've seen it twice. I enjoyed it more the second time because I noticed things that maybe I had missed on that first viewing.
It looks like a family movie to me. You could let the kids watch it.
Sure.
The Addams Family.
Wait, what? What about the Addams Family?
It's a family movie if you're the Addams Family.
Oh. Duh. Oh, they are? I hadn't heard this. Yeah, the Addams Family would love a movie like that for sure. But yeah, that's a good one. What else? I can't think of anything else that I've recently seen.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. What a wonderful day!
That.
Or Abigail.
Well, he mentioned Abigail. Abigail's.
That is also a family movie.
I talked about that.
You could bring your 2-year-old kid to see that.
Matt Denneman and I were talking about that, and we both agreed we have the same complaint about the trailer.
Mm-hmm. With Abigail, go in as blind as you possibly can.
Yes, don't watch the trailer.
Yeah, don't watch the trailer.
Although how they would have sold it otherwise, I don't know.
Well, that's what I mentioned in my review. I said something about, maybe they felt like they had to market it to a certain audience, but I feel like they could have. I feel like they could have constructed that trailer in a way that it's still marketed to an audience without kind of giving away.
Yeah.
everything about what was really well.
But yeah, wasn't
what was
Abigail
going
such
on.
an adorable little thing?
She was excellent in there. She was really
She was
good in
also
there.
a family-friendly little girl. Nothing wrong.
Okay, I'm definitely wrapping this up. You
No,
guys.
let's not wrap it up
Sorry,
just yet. Here we
this
go.
has gone on a bit longer than I meant, but it's easy to do. But it's 9 o'clock, and I'm quite exhausted. So once again, thank you to everybody who showed up and participated in the comments. I have heard about Burn After Reading, but I have not seen it. Yeah, I don't know why I never. Yeah, I might will. Maybe I'll put it in my to watch list. I only have hundreds in there already. So if I do watch it and I like it, I'll do a review for it. Okay, you guys. This is my 4th or 5th time now. I'm trying to wrap this up. Thanks,
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you whenever the next one is. Hopefully, first part of July, and we'll let you know what the topic will be, or we'll have you guys vote on it again. Later, guys. Have a good one.